Good morning. Welcome in. This update presented by AutoZone. Padres lose last night to the Cardinals 6-5 in 10 innings, moving their record to 0-11 in extra inning games. That is the second worst record in extra innings in a single season in MLB history. The only team worse is the 1969 Expos, who finished the season 0-12. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. The Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, just decided to throw the majority of their team on waivers. And in the NFL, yesterday was cut day across the league. Now every team is down to 53 ahead of the season. Sticking with the NFL, Jonathan Taylor still cold
Oh, yes,
on the
yes,
pup
yes,
list.
yes.
We will see if he is heading for a holdout. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination.
Fuck me.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Yeah! Woo! I just realized I'm not wearing headphones. I should go get those.
You should probably get headphones.
Yeah, good morning and happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. I'm not going to be able to hear Ben unless I get those. I should get them.
Yeah. While Rich gets headphones, oh, he's yelling, you can't hear me. Yeah. He's trying. Yeah, it's another big day here on Big Rich, CD, and Fletch. Lots happening. Our best friend joins us today in the whole wide world, Kevin Acee, who we now found is bilingual, as well as Ben Fletcher is bilingual.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know how that worked out. Are you missing headphones? Because it looks like Fletch has some if you need them.
This happens
all the time. You're just wandering around the studio.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, hey, how about those?
Those are actually kind of nice.
Yeah, those aren't bad. Now you watch yourself on the low tones.
Yeah.
They'll pound you on the low tones.
You're gonna get pounded on the low tones, bro ham. We used to have a guy who worked around here named Eddie McCoven. He used to be our roving weather person here on sports
/ hurricane expert.
Actually, I am getting pounded on the low tones. I got to be honest with you, but only in one ear. Hang on, there's got to be a better pair. Yeah,
is it the one's hanging back here?
Oh yeah, you remember? You remember when we sent him outside to cover a tropical storm and he wore a yellow slicker?
Yes. Yeah. We put him in yellow rain gear, and it was a very heavy mist.
He was wearing a hat like Paddington Bear. Make sure you stand next to a puddle.
Oh, those were the days.
Oh, we miss you. Ed.
Yeah,
miss
so
you.
much.
Crazy
so
Eddie.
much. Those were the sound designs.
Ooh,
wow. How about those?
Now we're cooking.
Yeah, you got the Panasonics.
Wow, and
yeah,
they are sonic.
Those will tingle you on the high end.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Tickle your
fancies, absolutely. So yeah,
we
Kevin Acee.
Yeah, Kevin Acee. That's what I was alluding to. I mean, when we talk to Kevin Acee, do we have to talk a lot of Padres?
We don't. That's the good news. We can take it anywhere with Kevin.
Good.
We will. I'm sure I'm positive actually that Kevin is very tired of writing about this team. Last year, I remember we were obviously excited how the season was wrapping up. Actually, it was a little dicey late August into early September, but once they got to the postseason and the fun continued and the Mets series and heading into the Dodgers series, there was a point where I think we asked him how much fun it is to cover this team. And he kind of like honestly appraised the situation and said, yeah, this job's amazing. It's a lot easier to do when you're covering a team this exciting. I'm sure the opposite is true. In fact, we can ask him flat out. I'm very curious what his answer would be because Kevin's an honest guy. I'm pretty sure he's going to tell us flat out this has been one of the rougher seasons it's been covering this team since he started covering this beat, because who really wants to write, yep, the Padres lost in extra innings again.
Right.
0 for 11 on the year.
Second worst of all time. You have to go all the way back to the Montreal Expos of 1969 to find a team that's been worse than the Padres in extra innings in a season. And think about what Kevin's had to write this year. Fissures in the clubhouse. Juan Soto talking smack about somebody down the hall, right? What else? The Bob Melvin maybe not deserving the job past this year. AJ Preller, question marks around him. Like, Kevin, this isn't fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I don't think Soto was talking smack, but he definitely said, ask somebody else when he was asked flat out what the problems are. And Soto is responsible for the comment of the season, which was, we give up. So there's that.
And that comment was to Kevin, and Kevin was on with us the next day about the ask somebody else. And he did say he motioned towards where the coaches were and the coaches' hallway is.
Yeah, I don't think that's talking smack. I just think that's saying, this isn't my question to answer. It's just not. And frankly, it's the blame game. It's bad culture stuff. And look, extra innings. You want to talk about culture? Good cultures win games in overtime.
Right. Win games when they're close. You're 6-21 in 1-run games.
Yeah.
0 for 11 in extra innings. And yeah, like I said, I mean, they could break a record here, guys. They could break a record if they can just do it 2 more times. We only got 29 more games, but it can happen.
Yeah. I want to be fair here, and I think it's very easy to pile on, and it's very easy to feel like the Padres have let us all down personally, individually, because how much fans invest into these seasons, into these teams. But the reality is the big losers here are going to be people in the front office, people at the field level, coaches and the manager, Bob Melvin. I don't see too many of the players suffering all that greatly, especially when we're talking about the 26-man roster, because contracts are guaranteed in Major League Baseball. Maybe some of those guys really like playing here in San Diego, and some of them will be moved as part of trades this offseason. But they're paying their core 4 or 5 or 6 way too much money to move them, unless there's some sort of blockbuster trade this offseason. I think what you see is kind of what you get with the Padres moving forward. It's unfortunate because, like John Morosi said to me on Sunday, and we played this here on Monday morning, this may take years to fix. That's a scary proposition.
Then you have to look outside that core. Yeah. So you have to look at AJ Preller. You have to look at a Bob Melvin. I don't know. I mean, just to me, I don't feel like Bob Melvin is the problem. It feels like an AJ Preller problem to me. But but maybe Bob Melvin, maybe they need somebody else in there that would go into a locker room and be able to heal some problems, be able to smooth things out, being able to maybe call out people when they're causing a problem. Maybe that's part of the issue. But I mean, there needs to be a clear and defined leader on this team somewhere, and I don't see him yet.
6-21 record in 1-run games. Say they were even like half as good as they should be, right? 14-13 in those 1-run games. They'd be in the playoffs right now.
Wow.
I mean,
that's a bummer.
I mean, that's the reality of this situation, is how close they are to being a good ball club. Like, win half of those extra innings games and just win a handful or 2 handfuls more of these 1-run games, you're in the postseason. We're talking about 1 run. We're talking about 10th inning stuff. Like, I mean, you almost could get lucky and win half of those games.
Yeah, but this team is the most unlucky. Well, that's what we've heard all year.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
what I would say is that year-long process, or multiple years that JP Morosi was talking about, could have been expedited if the Padres had been sellers at the trade deadline. I think that they kind of messed that up, and now in hindsight, of course, 2020, and it's not good to dwell on the past, but the fact that Josh Hader and Blake Snell are both on your team still is going to be a reason why it takes longer to rebuild this thing.
Yeah, Fletch, but not too. I mean, I don't know if it makes it too much longer.
I mean, you could have added 3 pieces apiece for both of them. Yeah, like that, you're talking 6 players who could have impacted the team in the next 2 years.
But if you're having a problem with a core 4 or 5 guys, bringing in a couple more, does that solve the problem with those 4 or 5?
Bringing in some cheap but effective pieces would help this team dramatically over the next 3 years. Now you got to hit.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the people coming in work, which that's no guarantee ever. But I think that it would have jump-started something a little more to make it a little easier over the next few years if you had moved on from those pieces.
But hang on, because I don't remember as much of this talk. Fletch,
Dude, I was 3 weeks ahead of the trade deadline saying they should be sellers and it should be Hader and Snell.
were you saying that the whole time?
100%,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, then you're one of the few who can say I told you so.
And Schaefer was the same way. Jim less so, but yeah, I was. And I want to say
You're
we
talking
did a
about
week
John,
right
Jim in the
before the
morning.
trade deadline, just you and me, right, Trav?
Yeah.
And that was the week where we were really going for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say that they should have, because I frankly, like, I hated the idea of the fun stopping.
Yeah.
Right. I hated the idea of this.
What was fun about it?
No,
It's torture.
I agree with you, Rich.
Giving up on a season.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I was not wanting to sell at the trade line. I wanted Seidler and Preller to push the chips in the middle of the table. And let's see if we can do this thing, because the talent was there and it didn't work. I lost. We lost.
It's one of those. It would be really insincere of me now to jump on that side of it and say, on this side of the trade deadline, I wish they would have, because the truth is, on that side, I was encouraging that. Like, I was legitimately enthusiastic about them buying in at the trade deadline, because I was hoping that would give them the push they needed. I was hoping that this was going to be the quote unquote turning point that we were going to finally have to get this season right. Because again, talent for talent, if you go across every Major League Baseball roster, the numbers reflect that the Padres should be way better than they are right now.
Yeah.
They have way underperformed expectations. And it's so startling, the fact that it's been so consistently bad. The fact that, as opposed to there being a turnaround, that they've just continued spiraling. It defies logic and reason. So to me, at that point, yeah, I mean, culturally, it didn't look like things were going well, but maybe they needed a boost. Maybe they needed a kick in the pants. Maybe they needed somebody to put a little wind in their sails to get them going in the right direction. And really, the only person who's capable of doing that is AJ Preller. Again, Bob Melvin, if he gets fired, is going to be scapegoated the same way Tingler was, the same way Green was. It's not their fault. It isn't. People will talk about, well, pitching changes. And what about that? Listen, all of those things could potentially be controlled by AJ Preller. Mm-hmm. We're living in the time where, technology and iPads and phone calls. I mean, like, what we're just going to say that there's zero communication between the front office and the dugout in every single game, all 162. I mean, I got a bridge to sell you.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, you're right on all of it. And I was with you the whole way of, look, let's see if we can do this thing. And if you remember, right before the trade deadline, there was a little bit of a sign of life. There was a little bit of showing, of like, wait a minute, maybe it can happen. And we had multiple moments of false hope, I suppose, in this God, the room is spinning.
Oh no, again.
Text line is really blown up so far this morning. It's an 11:15 game today, in case you guys want to knock out another 999. What do you think? Always want to?
I do not.
999?
I do not want to do that.
Ever want to do that again?
Yeah. And the 999 was really our debut on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you would like to head over to YouTube and check out what we posted last night, it's a documentary about us.
It's a documentary.
Listen, the Padres season is careening to a halt, but we're just getting started over here on Big Rich TD and Fletch. Right. I mean, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary together, and we figured, why not? Why not do it? Why not shoot a documentary on ourselves? And so that's exactly what we did. We went behind the scenes. We pulled all the guts out of this thing to show you, to bare our souls, to show you exactly who we are and how this show comes to air every single day. So
and we took it so seriously.
You're damn right we did. So if you want to see like a VH1 behind the music documentary, you're going to see one. Just go to YouTube, Big Rich TD and Fletch. We're going to be posting this in series on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. So you're going to have to follow the series if you're going to take it in that way. So Big Rich TD Fletch on X.com, on Instagram, on TikTok. Be looking out for our documentaries. That's right. I can't believe I'm saying that. Be looking out for our documentary series to celebrate our 1-year anniversary.
And a big thank you to Sarah, who shot and edited the thing
gosh.
over the course of the last few months, and it looks awesome.
Well, this was her brainchild.
Yeah.
Follow her, Sarah's Cosmic Journey on Instagram too. She's very, very funny, and she's got a lot of fun stuff there. Yeah.
Also, out in Florida, Hurricane Idalia.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe
agree to call that.
believe is hitting landfall now.
Yeah, look,
I think
we got breaking news.
we got breaking news.
Florida Big Bend region slammed by strongest hurricane in 125 years. So this could get bad.
Yeah, listener Patrick messaged me this morning and was showing me pictures of where the storm was. And stay safe out there, buddy. Any listener that's out in Florida right now, stay safe.
Yeah, Patrick has been a listener for as long as I've been here, and he's definitely been through some of these storms, as many Floridians have. So yeah, batten down the hatches, get the sandbags ready, buy some flashlights, buy some batteries and some candles, and brave this one because it looks like it's going to be a big storm.
Mm-hmm.
People in Florida are such pros at this, though. Like, I feel like we were so ill prepared in San Diego and then didn't really get a storm. This thing looks like it's gonna.
Well, we're prepared next time. We got plenty of batteries.
I don't know. I kind of feel like everybody was very prepared. Like to the point where I remember I was watching a neighbor. I was like, "Has your house ever flooded before?" They're like, "Nope," and I was like, "All right." I was like, "That's a lot of sandbags."
Has it ever even gotten close?
Dude, it was like the guy was making a barricade in front of his door. I was just like, I mean, that is gonna fall over and maybe kill a mailman. He was like, "Don't care. Don't want water in here." I'm like, "Do you think it's gonna come up over waist height?" And he was just like, could happen.
Sarah said, "Do you think we should get some sandbags?" And I said, "No." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, because if nothing happens, what the hell am I gonna do with those sandbags?
There were actually news reports. That's my favorite part. Okay, so obviously I'm very glad that there were no fatalities for the most part. Everybody survived the storm out here. Okay. But after Hillary passed through, there were then news reports going, "What the hell do we do with all these sandbags?" And they were like sand relocation sites.
God.
And I was thinking in my head, like, the beach.
Good call. That is a good call.
Go bring it to the beach.
Yeah, but that would also require me to load up however many dozens of sandbags in the truck and go dump them out somewhere.
That's
so
a good point,
yeah, just cross my fingers.
So people in Florida, stay safe. Use sandbags, definitely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worse there. I think what we got left with was like E. coli in South Bay.
Bingo.
And some houses with like black mold.
Right. Which is
neither of those are good.
No bueno.
No,
yeah, you don't want either in your house or in your body.
On YouTube, pretty bummed out for you, bro. Paris, our buddy who wakes up with the white monster and the cigar every day, says, "Happy hump day, boys. I actually had to go into work today."
Oh,
man, that sucks.
Why would you do that? Why just go home? Oh, actually, we saw on TikTok. We actually shared this on our group text. Poop your pants, Paris.
Oh yeah,
you remember that guy's advice?
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't want to be at work today? Poop your pants.
Just poop yourself."
They will send you home.
He's right.
And they won't let you come back.
Any one of us. I mean, you really got to go for it. This can't be one of those like, hey, I think I guessed wrong. This has to be like full on French loaf. Like, look, yeah,
a warm, doughy French loaf.
where it's like you drop trout and you're like almost like as if it's like a bag full of pennies, like a shopping bag full of pennies, like flinging your underwear into the dumpster as you go out to your car.
Or it could be just like hot tea.
Oh God. Oh my God. Did you sit in coffee? No.
God, I'd rather talk about the Padres.
Wait, you know what? Well, this brings me back to the chip. What was the
the Pocky chip. The Pocky one chip challenge.
The Pocky one chip challenge that I know. Actually, I forgot it at home.
Where is it?
I brought it. It's at my house.
You took it home?
Well, it was in here, and I put it with my stuff, which then went home with me.
You always put it in the office.
He is going to conveniently forget that a lot this year.
No. I'll bring it. It will definitely be back.
In my camera?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Or headphones.
Or you and hitting mute on your YouTube stream before you get into the stream.
It is
I think
yard
you
sale.
had to F me go over the air today. Not our air, the YouTube air.
Oh, that's fine.
That's
they
pretty
like
common.
it. They like it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, I know the texters are very upset that I didn't eat the chip. However, I might have to if I lose the whatever challenge here. But we were also given some vegan chocolates yesterday.
Oh, that's right. You guys were texting about that after I left.
Okay, so I only had a few, and Ben was like, I don't think those made me feel very good. I am dying inside right now.
Really?
Yeah. So what is going on?
Okay, yo, I had the rest yesterday. So
Oh.
however many were in there, 15 or so, but they were tiny little like chocolate chips.
Like chocolate chips.
And they didn't.
Okay.
They weren't chocolate.
Let
Let's
me
be very
guess.
honest.
Let me guess. Because you said they were vegan chocolates. You got them from John Fink.
Yes,
The
Correct.
Finkster.
Yes,
I
that
knew
is
it.
correct.
So you guys were like, there are chocolates here. I was like, I'm really sad I'm missing this. And then you wrote, they're vegan though. I was like, they definitely got them from John Fink from Kogo News, who is a 6'10" vegan. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And also, he's a put together guy. Like he looks like an offensive tackle.
Right.
I don't really understand why you'd eat it. He looks like a guy who would dose you.
Well, they were salty.
They were salty, and I am on fire.
That
Dude,
is not a good thing.
I had to run out of here early yesterday because round one came and I was waiting for the aftershock, and so I bounced.
Yeah, exactly. Round 3.
We got some NFL cut. Wait, what do you got? What
Sorry, texter just said that. I thought my mic was off when I. That chip is now in Travis's dog's stomach. Probably more vet bills soon.
Oh God, no. God, no. It is it's in the bag of all the equipment that I bring in. So no matter what, it'll be here Friday. Hopefully I remember tomorrow morning.
Oh, speaking of it being hump day today, we completely forgot about it. Are we gonna play What's in the Box?
We are, yes. Yeah, we're gonna play What's in the Box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, who goes and gets the item this time?
I think it's my turn. I think it might be
Okay,
my
all
turn.
right. You get the item. Okay, no
All
problem.
right,
No
all
problem. No
right.
problem.
I've never done this part of it yet. I'm pretty excited. I am going to get chocolates from our vegan Kogo News man, John Fink. Okay, coming up next, roster cutdown day yesterday. There was a 1 p.m. deadline here on the West Coast. One coach cut his son. There were other interesting decisions made. We'll give you them all on the other side. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Padres last night lose to the Cardinals 6-5 in 10 innings, moving their record to 0-11 in extra inning games. That is the second worst record in extra innings in a single season in Major League Baseball history. The only team worse would be the 1969 Montreal Expos, who finished the 1969 season 0-12. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, just put the majority of their starters and guys that they brought in at the deadline onto waivers. Any team can claim them. On Thursday, we will find out where they go. In the NFL, yesterday was cut day across the league. Now every team is down to 53 players ahead of the season. And Jonathan Taylor, still a Colt. He's going to start the season on the PUP list. We'll see if he's heading for a holdout. Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. AutoZone.
Big Rich, GD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, rolling through a Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it is Wednesday.
I think so.
Yeah, still Wednesday. Got a whole bunch of stuff to give away today. We have a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs take on Idaho State this Saturday at 7:30 at Snapdragon Stadium. Make sure to listen to our coverage beginning at 5:30 with John Schaefer, J.R. Tolver, and Jim Russell. Ted and Rich on the call at 7:30. We also have a pair of tickets to see 50 Cent at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater this Thursday night, which will be tomorrow. Tickets and info, go to Ticketmaster.com. Keep listening for your chance to win there. And a pair of tickets to go see Weezer at Gallagher Square on September 3rd. Tickets and info, Ticketmaster.com.
Today's the last day you can get those too on our show.
On our show. Okay.
On every show
So,
on 760. actually.
Last day for Fitty.
No, last day for Weezer.
Last day for Weezer. So, okay, so we got Fitty today. Maybe Fitty tomorrow.
Fitty tomorrow too, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We like us some 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Fitty tickets are virtual. Weezer tickets are physical.
Oh, I
So we
gotcha.
can do 50 Cent tickets up till tomorrow.
Roster cut down day is
Sucks.
a crummy day for a lot of
Did
players.
you ever get snipped on roster cutdown day?
Oh yeah,
You got a vasectomy on roster cutdown day?
it's not the kind of snip I was talking about.
Unbelievable.
Similar. Probably
Yeah.
feels similar.
It's weird. They do cut your vas deferens when they trim the roster. And I always said sterilizing all these athletes, probably the wrong way to want to go. But anyways, yeah, I got released by the Patriots in 2010. And if memory serves me correctly, I think I had the briefest of conversations with Bill Belichick. I'm pretty sure he got on the phone with me and I had played the last preseason game. I felt like I had nothing to worry about. Had an awesome camp. I was part of the youth movement at offensive line in New England. I was like, things are looking up, Richie. And all of a sudden I get this phone call and I'm out to brunch with my wife and my whole family came in town for the final preseason game out there in New England. And so we're in
Do you want to
Boston.
role play it? I can be you. You be Coach Belichick.
Yeah, sure. Let's see how close you get. So hey there, Rich. This is Bill. This is Coach Belichick.
Hey, what's up? It's Rich. Coach, what's going on? I just saw you like 20 minutes ago.
That's not how I sound. Anyway, okay. I'll get back into character. Hang on. Listen, we had some injuries at safety and we need room on the roster to put one of these guys up. So we're going to release you here and then we're going to put you on practice squad if you clear waivers, and then we're going to bring you back and we're going to put you back on the active roster as soon as these safeties get healthy.
Coach, did you see earlier today Tom Brady he touched my balls?
That's an uncomfortable thing to say on this phone call. I got to go. I have so many more.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
No, you won't. I don't think you heard me. You are not on the team right now.
What?
So yeah, he calls me. I'm sitting at brunch with my family and Bill goes, "We have injuries at safety. You're no longer on the team. If you clear waivers, we're going to sign you to the practice squad." And I am crestfallen. I take this call. I walk directly out of I mean, it's like your world spinning. Like you can almost see the elevator doors closing on your vision. Like, am I going to pass out right now? You feel like you're in a movie and you're the main character. It is the worst feeling in the world. My heart's in my throat. I'm trying to like choke back tears while I'm talking to him. I mean, think of it. 8th grade, all the way through high school, all the way through Penn State. First year with the Patriots. I had never been cut from a football team in my life. And all of a sudden I get this phone call and he was like, "Yeah, we need room for some safeties. Bye."
Bye.
So
Click.
you said it was like you, your wife, mom, dad. How many people were at this
Mom,
lunch?
dad, brother, sister, maybe brother-in-law.
Ahead of time, were you saying, I got lunch, this is on me? And then after that phone call, were you like, yeah, we're going to need to split this up?
Can we split this 7 ways? Is there Annie's paying her share too?
Joy, Annie, get that credit card out.
So what ends up happening, what happens next is I call my agent, and my agent goes, I'm pretty sure he was eating a sandwich when I was talking to him. He's like, hey, what's going on? I was like, yeah, man, I just got cut. And he goes, mm-hmm. I was like, did you know that was gonna happen? He was like, happens to like 1,000 or 1,100 people today. And I'm just like, what? And he goes, well, yeah. He was like, Rich, what do you think? It was actually less than, it was like 75 to 53, but either way, I wasn't expecting it. He was like, what do you expect? He was like, anyways, yeah, so it sounds like their plan is to put you on their practice squad. So that's good. I was like, how is this good news? He's like, well, I mean, they like you. They want you back. I'm like, yeah. He said the whole thing. There's injuries and he's like, yeah, it's safety. He's like, yeah, I need some safeties, and then they're going to sign you back to the active roster. He's like, anyways, he's like, this is going to be fine. He's like, just hang tough, do whatever you want today, and, you know, if your phone rings, let me know. I was just like, what does that mean? He was like, well, it's a 24-hour waiver period. He was like, so any of the other 31 teams can claim you, and then you're going to go play somewhere else. He goes, otherwise, they're going to sign you to the practice squad here. He's like, but you're still employed. Good news. And I was just like, this is the worst day of my life. This is not good news.
Your poor agent had probably had this same conversation with 5 other people within the last 20 minutes.
And 1,000,000 times over in his career. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, so wait. I'm like, I could be in one of 31 different cities like before the end of the day. He's like, he was like picking tuna fish out of his teeth, whatever he's eating. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, like you can say Seattle likes you. Yeah, they'll fly you out. And then you'll just be there for the season. I was like, what? I was like, what do I do? I think I said to him, what do I bring? It's like, he was like, okay, if I were you, I would pack a 6-month bag and just take that bag, and wherever you go, you're living out of the bag for 6 months. And I was like, is that how this is done? And he goes, been going this way for a long time. Anyways, let me know if your phone rings. Go run.
Wow.
And hangs up the phone on me.
Wow.
I have to go back into this restaurant, and my wife's looking at me, and she knows me, and she's just like, oh, that was a bad phone call, huh? And I was like, yeah, we should probably get out of here.
Leave the bill with someone else.
So we settle up, we leave, we go home, and I am literally sitting on the couch staring at the phone on the coffee table, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't want to leave, but I'm also excited, kind of. It's the worst feeling in the world. So she's like, do you want to do anything other than just like look at the phone all day? I'm like, yeah, maybe. So we went golfing, which ended up being me just sad drinking Bloody Marys while she drove me around in a golf cart. This is the dumbest thing we could have done. I'm really sad that we're here right now. She's like, do you want to leave? Like, we played 9 holes. I mean, I think I was like at one point throwing the golf ball. Like, I don't even care anymore. We got to the clubhouse. We went home, and yeah, I didn't get claimed by anyone. Got signed to the practice squad by New England. It felt like normal business once I was back through the doors. They signed me back to the active roster 2 weeks later, just like Bill said. They even settled up. Like, so they put me on a contract that gave me a bonus to make up for the monies that I missed on my rookie contract from when they cut me.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah, kind of a classy move by the Patriots.
Yeah.
But for that 24-hour period, and it is still going on for a lot of these players across the NFL. Like until 1 p.m. our time, they can be claimed and go anywhere. All these guys who were cut, and it just ties your stomach in knots. It's the worst feeling in the world.
I'm glad you brought up the golfing story with you and Annie, because if you would like to see a very happy Rich Ornberger on the golf course, drinking long balls, not Bloody Marys, still throwing golf balls, still taking his shirt off, still probably crying, but this time tears of joy. Head over to sportsSD.com and go to the contests and promotions tab, because you will find a link to sign up for a free round of golf with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We're going to head out to Steel Canyon on September 12th. That's a Tuesday. So take the day off work, come golfing with us. That sounds pretty great.
So we saw this story yesterday about about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was gonna say, at least it wasn't your dad that cut you.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So Josh Peterson is a tight end. And
It's like a little league baseball. Your dad's the coach. You're out of here, son.
you're going to be on the bench a lot because you suck at this. So Josh Peterson, tight end, who signed with the Jags this offseason, roster cut down day. Old Doug cut his son. The first comment, there's an Instagram post about this, and the first comment underneath is, the team is going to buy in and be thrilled with this decision. The wife will not be.
Exactly.
I
correct.
saw a lot of divorce papers incoming. How's that couch feel, Doug? Stuff like that.
I mean, can you imagine the conversation, A, that he had with his son, which is a tough one, B, that he had with Mrs. Peterson?
Right.
I don't know how you float that one.
No,
You cut my baby.
I don't know why he'd even want to put himself in that position. I mean, when the prospects come of your son can play on the team.
How about being your coach's, how would you phrase it? If you're the tight end coach and you're coaching the coach's son and you got to walk through the doors,
right?
And head coach Doug Peterson's like, so how's Josh doing? How's my little Joshy guy doing? How's Josh? Yeah, that's a weird nickname, coach. He kind of sucks at this.
We gotta cut him.
He's the 5th best tight end, and we've only got 3. It's bad. I don't even know if he knows how to wear the helmet right.
I do. I hope it was a situation where like Josh knew it was coming too.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, where he was like, okay, clearly I'm not good enough to be here right now, and I should be cut.
I hope
I haven't caught a ball yet.
And then Doug was just able to be like, hey, Josh.
Yeah.
You know,
You
know what's going on, right?
I hope
another
they,
vasectomy.
right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think you're understanding what they're
Well,
cutting.
just the motions that Fletch was making.
It's
Cut
not an
like
invasive
scissors.
situation. It's more of like employment. But
Okay,
either way,
okay.
it's fine. Yeah. So, what a headline that would be. Doug Peterson sterilizes son in stunning training camp transaction.
I just do not want you to have any more terrible football players.
No grandson of mine is going to suck like you suck.
Exactly.
Good
JP
Lord.
on YouTube says, I just watched the whole documentary of you boys. Has the sandwich scandal been resolved yet?
I want to again apologize for that.
Well, I mean,
That was not intentionally done.
I still don't think you've ever brought a Reuben.
Never once.
I actually don't think I've ever ordered a Reuben. But, and come to think of it, that's the reason why it's extra messed up. Yeah. I just want to apologize for that. Anyways, if you don't know what we're talking about, we shot, in honor of our anniversary, a full-length documentary on our show.
6.5 minutes.
Because
That's full length.
That's what you do.
6.5 is full length.
It's only been a year. So if you want to check that out, go to YouTube, check us out, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Subscribe, like all the videos, do all those things so the algorithm pushes our videos to you. We go live every day on YouTube. Also, Big Rich, TD, Fletch on X, on TikTok, on Instagram. And coming up next, he's crazy like a fox. Yeah, so roster cutdowns in the NFL, you usually see certain things happen. There's certain certainties, right? You're going to see about 8 offensive linemen, couple quarterbacks at least. You're going to see maybe 3 running backs, 4 safeties. Like there are just certain positions that fill up just the way they fill up. Like it's just a normal way of doing business. And then there's Bill Belichick's way of doing business.
It's crazy.
Mac Jones is the only quarterback on their roster right now.
Don't make sense.
So
they went from having 0 offensive coordinators last year to now only having 1 quarterback coming out of camp this year. Like, what the hell is going on in New England?
yeah, what would be the thought process there?
There
Mac
has to
Jones
be a move
goes down.
We're good.
The end.
Well,
we should run the ball.
There has to be a move coming, right?
Yeah. They're trading for someone. They're working on that deal right now.
They really like the Malik Cunningham kid.
It's possible.
But they waived him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're look here's the thing. I mean, you can have practice squad quarterbacks, obviously. Like, so maybe there's going to be a practice squad quarterback, and they're just going to leave the roster space blank. I just told that story about how I was cut. It was to make room for more safeties. Maybe they had some injuries elsewhere on the roster that we're unaware of, and they're trying to save spots. But yeah, I'm very curious ahead of their opener on the 10th. If like they're going to go ahead and just have a backup at that position. It seems like it would be a good idea. But
Well,
yeah, they
Zeke
cut
is a Patriot
Bailey
now,
Zappi.
right?
Yeah, he's a
so not only can he play center, he can also play quarterback in case Mac Jones gets hurt.
He did play a little center.
Hike it to
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, he played a little center just last season, though.
Just right at the end there.
Right.
Dude, it
I
still
don't know.
makes me smile.
I don't know if there's any tape of it, but
Every time I see that play.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that. I guess I need a
Would you like
refresher. Yeah, just go ahead and put it on the screen.
it was one of my favorite NFL moments.
That and the Chuck Pagano fake punt situation where I forget who they were playing, but all of a sudden, like the punter was taking a snap from a center and nobody else was around, and he just got absolutely dominated.
Yes, yeah. That's also fun.
All right. There's also a couple of
and Ben has that on standby.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, Zeke, just stop this bull rush real quick.
I love the slow-mo angle over Dak's shoulder. You get to see Zeke really just get blown up.
Classic overthinking. I bet you Kellen Moore knew that he was going to get fired. He's like, well, screw it. We've had it in the playbook all year. Guess what?
Also, I hate Zeke.
You're welcome, America.
Let's do that solo lineman play.
Yeah. A couple other roster decisions that were interesting is the Chargers cut Max Duggan. Now, if you don't remember who Max Duggan is, he took the TCU Horned Frogs all the way to the national title game and lost to the Georgia Bulldogs. Apparently had a pretty good camp. A lot of people were pretty impressed with Max Duggan out there at Chargers camp. Rams kept Stenson Bennett, who was on the other side of the national championship game, won it for the Bulldogs, and by Pro Football Focus was rated the worst quarterback in the NFL this preseason. Wow. He was a draft pick, though. So they spent some draft capital on him, so they're going to keep him on the roster. But that was an interesting one because, look, I mean, the Chargers are all set at quarterback, and obviously the Rams, at least for this season with Stafford, are as well. But yeah, it's really interesting when you see like a guy have a lights out game like Will Greer in the final preseason game for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, left his heart out there on the field
and gets cut.
And they signed trade Lance.
Yeah, and we're gonna trade for Lance. So see you later, Will. Been fun.
Will,
screw you, buddy.
Maybe he finds a home in New England.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I haven't been keeping up with Hard Knocks, but usually this episode of Hard Knocks would be the best one.
Yeah.
Because it's like you really get the emotion. Usually they follow a couple rookies the whole time, and then you get to see them get cut, and it's like really sad. But aren't they not doing the cuts this year on Hard Knocks?
That was the news report we heard.
Which is why I will not be watching.
Interesting.
Wow. You're just going to leave one episode off? Or are you going to go back to Hard Knocks? Or are you done?
I only watched the first 2.
Okay.
I watched the first one. I forgot that it was back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like I pull up a news article. I was like, oh, yeah, I got to watch Hard Knocks.
My problem is Ahsoka comes out on Tuesdays, and so now I'm fully into that.
Yeah. I
What is
just
it?
lost the scent. I watched
Oh,
the first one.
the Star Wars thing.
Yeah. I haven't watched any of that. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars things. The Mandalorian.
It's all been really good.
I
Yeah.
am so deep into Master Chef. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that next level chef too. I haven't even peeled back the what do we call
Oh, that's the one with Richard Blaze, Ramsey, and what's her name? Oh, she's awesome too. But that's all three of them.
Yeah. Haven't seen that one.
Came on after the Super Bowl last year.
You know who also made the roster? Bill's safety DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, that's right.
So he is all the way back from being, essentially dead on the field in Cincinnati, had to be resuscitated, was placed in a medically induced coma for about a 24-hour period, has made a full recovery this offseason, went out there for training camp, played all the way through training camp, played in all three preseason games for the Bills, and he made the 53. So, that's kind of one of those things where if he wants to play, can you really cut him?
That I was going to ask how much of that is a PR campaign.
Yeah, you can't. You can't be like, all right, DeMar, well done. Here's your walking papers. And why am I getting a vasectomy? Sorry, it's a part of the process.
It would be like NFL scripted moment if DeMar comes back and has like an all-pro year. I don't think he was ever on the trajectory for that in his career, but if he comes back and is serviceable on the field, like that's movie stuff.
Yeah. He'll be a backup this season most likely, but yeah, you never know. If injury occurs and he ends up back out there and he has a special season, God,
everyone's gonna be holding their breath every time he makes a tackle.
Gosh, I know.
Yes, indeed. And I feel like the statute of limitations runs out this year, though. Even if he has a standard year, he doesn't have to be brought back the next season. As far as a PR look.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like, you don't have to be on the. Even honestly, if the Bills get ravaged with injuries, other places on the roster, and they have to make a decision on him. Those. I don't think anybody would fault them for it. Although I will say this from a public relations standpoint, it would look a little heartless.
Oh yeah.
It was, no pun intended, by the way. All right. Coming up next, our divisional breakdown of the NFL continues with the NFC South. Also, our best friend, Padres insider, Kevin Acee. He's going to join us next on this Hump Day Wednesday.
This update is presented by AutoZone. It's hour 2 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Padres lose last night to the Cardinals 6-5 in 10 innings. That moves their record to 0-11 in extra inning games. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. The Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, just put basically all those guys they brought in at the trade deadline onto waivers. They will be on waivers today. They would clear on Thursday, depending on who picks them up. In the NFL, yesterday, cut day across the league. Now every team down to 53 players ahead of the season. And sticking with the NFL, Jonathan Taylor still a Colt. He will start the season on the PUP list. We will see if he's heading for a holdout. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Yeah! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a hump day. And we are loaded. We got Kevin Acee, not like in the loaded where we've had too many cocktails, but it's a very busy show today.
But possibly Friday.
Yeah, yes. Tony Kanja, owner operator of Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego, will be joining us for a Bar Car Friday in just 2 days. Excited to see which brand is walking through the door with Tony. But Kevin Acee is going to join us on the show, friend of the show, obviously our best friend ever.
Hablamos español.
And he does hablo español. We found that out yesterday.
Yeah. At 7:30 today, though, right?
Sí.
That's I forgot. I just realized that's coming up in just a short while.
That's a 7 o'clocker for us with Kevin Acee.
He's in St. Louis, so time's being weird and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, a couple hours ahead. Weird as that is.
The way the world looks through Ben's eyes, I wish I could spend a day inside his head.
Time is weird.
I mean, he literally, we were talking about food this past break. He was eating a fig Newton. He's like, yeah, I love fig. I love like when they mix it with like onions and like
prosciutto and mozzarella.
It's like the best. I'm just like, what? I just picture like as he's walking around, like just like video game music is playing in his head. Like,
but then he said, yeah, you know, like the Italians do.
Well, my Italian grandmother was a big fig fan. This is what I texted Kevin yesterday. Saludo, señor Kevin Acee. Puedo incluirlo en el resumen de mañana por la mañana a las 8:30 a.m. hora del Pacífico.
Sure.
Pacifico
sounds, a lot of
Pacifico
other stuff.
sounds good.
And so, I would with a lime.
So Kevin and I had a 30-minute conversation yesterday, only in Spanish.
Wow,
that's a lot of Google Translate.
Yes, it was.
So I'm almost positive Kevin's not bilingual. And which I'm sure, actually, I'm positive as a beat writer in Major League Baseball right now, that would come in handy because wouldn't it be nice if you could pick up on all the conversations being had in English and Spanish?
I did say at one point, all in Spanish, that Big Rich would like to know if you could reconsider our night out on the town, dinner, drinks, cocaine, and Super Mario Bros.
It's so funny that I chose that music.
He said, luego, meaning later.
Later, my friends. Later, me and me. Actually, he never said my friends.
Wait, he didn't say it, my friends. Yeah, he just
amigos.
said later. What are we doing though? We're doing steak, cocaine, and Super Mario Brothers.
See,
actually, that sounds like a very fine night.
I don't know. I've never done cocaine, but I feel like my first time should be with Kevin.
Well, I think so too.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, you want to ride the white horse with us?
We've never done it, but now we're friends and we'll do it together.
Let's dilate our pupils and see God. Anyways, so Kevin's going to join us at 7:30. It's going to be great. Also, last day to get your hands on some Weezer tickets here.
That's right.
We have those coming up in the show. We also have 50 Cent, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That show coming up Thursday night. So you're going to want to stick around for tickets to that. And then we have a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs take on Idaho State. That's going to be this Saturday, kickoff at 7:30. Our coverage starts at 5:30 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Pregame with John Schaefer, J.R. Tover, Jim Russell, and then I'll be on the call with Teddy Leitner. So yeah, those tickets are available later in the show. They're also available at goaztecs.com. And look, we're coming up on it. We have a 1-year anniversary here very shortly, very quickly approaching. And to celebrate, we shot a documentary of our show. So that's available for consumption at YouTube. Big Rich TD Fletch.
Now, we had a texter who was mad. I believe it was 949 who said, wow, we wanted a big party and you guys just made a documentary for the 1-year anniversary. There's stuff in the works.
Yeah.
You just got to be patient with it.
There is stuff in the works.
You just have to just cool your jets.
Right.
I mean, something is coming.
Right.
And it's huge.
Right.
Some people say it's the biggest thing ever. I mean, that's what the people are saying. I agree. I agree with the people.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, we will do our best here to celebrate with you guys. We will also celebrate on Friday, I think, if some things come together.
What are we going to do about what's in the box? When are we going to do it?
I just put it in at 8:10.
8:10.
I feel like that would give us enough time.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I may have to disappear at some point. I will in a little bit. I'm going to fill up a box with something that you guys and a listener are going to have to guess what it is. And I cannot wait. I think I have what I want in mind. I'm not sure if it's in here.
Is it chapstick?
It is not chapstick.
Is it
That was a
living?
good one, though.
Is it living?
Wait.
Is it a fig?
It's
a fig.
It's a fig. I'm gonna guess fig.
It's
Fig.
not.
It's fig.
Damn it! It is not a fig.
Hey. There's a class action lawsuit going on against Burger King out in Florida.
Get the hell
Oh,
right
my
out
God,
of
it's
here.
not against me.
No, not against you.
It's against Adelia.
It's against the size of a Whopper.
Oh, it's against Burger King because they're lying about the size of the Whopper?
Okay,
Too big or too small?
Too small.
Wait. They're saying it's smaller and actually is bigger?
No. Well, okay. The pictures on the menu are not accurate to what you're getting when you purchase it. And so someone has determined that the picture on the menu depicts a burger that is 35% larger than the burger that you're getting. So they're suing for $5 million.
I actually feel for Burger King in this one because I've done this before. Sometimes the pictures are not representative. Sometimes it's all about angles. And then when you open up the little clamshell box, you say, "Yeah, there's not enough meat here." Yeah.
Well, that's what they're saying as well. Just a couple weeks ago, Taco Bell got sued for the same thing. Yes, that's exactly what we were talking about.
So look, I get it. I get it. There are angles in life, right? You know, there are angles, get rich quick schemes and stuff like that. Imagine being the person who's just like, I cannot stand for this, not a day longer. Your pictures mislead me. My eyes say Whopper. My belly says I need 2 of them.
That's correct. That's correct.
Because there's not enough meat or whatever it is. I mean, what do you want? Like, I mean, honestly, we're going to live in a world now where they're going to take representative pictures of the burgers. That's no fun.
Yeah, no thanks.
Absolute right.
Because have you seen the like behind the scenes stuff for those commercials that they do for like Jack in the Box or Taco Bell? Like the different stuff they have to do to make it look perfect.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an art.
Like, you know, when they splash ice into the cups, it's not ice.
No. I mean, you're okay. You're preaching to the choir because to me, life is a little bit about the sparkle.
I'd rather it be sparkly.
Yeah, it's a little bit about like the things that you can't see, but and you know aren't true always. Like, I mean, women wear makeup. What's next? We're gonna be like, you don't look like that. You've lied to me. I'm taking you to court for $5 million.
Guess what? The movies that have made the most money in the world over and over and over again are about a dude in an iron suit that can shoot stuff out of his hands.
But I mean, pretty soon here we're gonna say
it's a documentary, right?
But that's that's not real. That can't happen.
Going to sue the movie company for
See,
making this.
This is so
Okay.
dumb.
But so what these people want, if they want to walk into Burger King and look at the menu and see a melted ice cream cone or a Whopper on the menu that looks like you have to put it back together once it's handed to you.
Dude, I'm fairly convinced, and I won't name the chain, but there was a point where I got a burger from a place that it legitimately looked like they took the little clamshell box, they closed it, and then just went like shook it like a cocktail.
Yeah.
And then he handed it to me. One of the buns was upside down. The mustard and ketchup were smeared everywhere. But you know what? You know what the crazy thing about that was? I didn't even flinch. I opened the box. I flipped over the bun. I got a little ketchup and mustard on my fingertips, and I smashed. Yeah. I ate that burger.
It was a build your own burger.
And I because I mean, what are we expecting? You know, there are times where like I kind of look at it like roulette, like comes up your number every once in a while. One time I was handed like 6 different orders of chicken nuggets that I didn't order. And I was like, this is the best day of my life. Sometimes they forget half the order, and that sucks. But either way, I'm leaving with what I got.
You know, I can tell you where it didn't happen.
What's that?
Jack in the Box. Sheena never let that happen.
No. It would never happen at Jay and the Bee.
We are not getting paid by Jack in the Box, by the way.
No, we're just friends with the vice president. She knows us and we know her.
Yep. We also know Joe
and her
no good husband. He does nothing.
Whoa.
Easy, Fletch.
You're right. His
Easy.
biceps are very good.
What are you talking about? That guy's ripped.
That guy, he could probably tear you limb for limb.
He's a trophy husband.
What I just said.
Are you okay?
His biceps are very good.
I think he's scared.
Did you?
No, sorry. I
was scared.
Doing the win totals.
You sounded like Greg Brady in the Silver Platters.
I don't know. What
maybe that was Peter.
It might. I think it was Peter.
Peter Brady. Why don't we call us now? The sun's calling my name. I hear it now. I just can't play inside all day.
Trev, what age were you when you woke up and you couldn't see anymore? I feel like my eyesight's failing me.
I want to say that around 40 is when it started to get fuzzy.
I was your age. I was a little bit younger than you when I finally like got glasses and got contact lenses. So when I did it, I kid you not. So this is my 4th year in the league. I go to the optometrist. Like I go to the trainers first. I'm like, hey, I think I need glasses. And the trainer's like, have you ever worn glasses? I said, nope. Have you ever had your eyes checked? I go, yep. They go, how do you see? I'm like, I mean, not great, but not terrible. They're like, yeah, all right, we'll book you an appointment. I go, I put on glasses for the first time, and I legitimately felt like I went to an IMAX theater for the first time. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, oh my God! I can smell colors. Like, it was the craziest thing.
Today's just the first time in my life I've ever had to like lean into the computer.
I put the contacts on. I realized I couldn't see safeties when I was in my stance as an offensive lineman. That's pretty important. So I was like playing center at practice one day. I'm like, oh my God, I can read that guy's number.
And then you went over to Belichick and were like, Coach, I know why I sucked so bad.
It was a revelation. I kid you not. It was a revelation. All right. Speaking of revelatory, we came up with a great punishment.
Terrible punishment.
For our NFL divisional breakdown.
Horrible idea.
So I don't like this.
Well, Trav, you should, because otherwise you were eating that thing yesterday.
Okay. We were.
Hold on.
No. That is fact. That you were going to eat the one chip challenge, the spiciest tortilla chip on the planet yesterday.
It'd be like, hey, Fletch, I ran into this guy and he was selling meth. So you're going to do meth today.
You know what? I would be mad, but I'd understand.
Yeah.
You'd do it for the show.
Be like, okay, Travis, I think that this is best for the show.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen, Captain.
So we've been doing these divisional breakdowns every day as we lead up to kickoff of the 2023 NFL season, and we had nothing on the line. We were just picking whether or not we felt like each team was going to go over or under their win total, just leaving it up to the gods, right? Well, we figured it out. Ben bought the coffin tortilla chip yesterday, the Pocky one chip challenge.
Right.
And so the ghost pepper tortilla chip is going to be awarded to the worst performer in our little
Not only
over-unders.
Ghost Pepper, it's also Carolina Reaper and
Oh, that's
some
what it
other
is, yeah.
stuff. It's
Carolina
like
Reaper.
a certain level of Scoville units.
A million?
That's a lot.
It's a garbage chip, just to point out.
Mhm.
I mean, it's garbage.
We
Wait.
don't.
It's not gonna taste.
Oh
good.
no, it does not.
No, I
taste
don't
good.
think anyone's expecting
No,
it to.
no.
You're not eating it for the taste.
This is not
Yeah,
enjoyable.
but I wouldn't eat this ever in my life. This is a dumb thing to do.
Sounds like you're scared.
Oh yeah, I hate spicy things.
Yeah.
Well, too spicy things.
I am.
I like just enough spice.
I can't believe how much I'm rooting for Travis to lose this. Like I love Travis. I don't ever want to see harm happen to him, but I do want to see him eat this chip.
Now, something ground rules that do need to be laid out. If there's a tie, right at the end of the year, if two people have the same and they're on the bottom, or all three of us end up with the exact same,
Yeah.
do we have to buy more chips or do we split them?
No.
Split the chip.
No.
I feel like you got to buy more.
We got to go one each.
It's a one chip
It's
challenge.
a one chip challenge. Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
just to eat a corner of it,
Oh,
like Shaq.
Just nibble.
I mean, when he did that and his reaction, no, I'm telling you, it's a very spicy chip. But I had the one like from 5 or 6 years ago. They say they get spicier every single year. They're trying. I mean, they're trying to put a hurting on you, and they will.
Why do they sell this at 7-Eleven?
Because people like us buy it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but like, what if a child bought it? You have to show ID.
That is a risk
I mean, I didn't, but I'm
hockey
a
is
bald
willing
man.
to take.
All right, let's start with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Bucks, they had a quarterback battle. Looks like Baker Mayfield has won that between Baker and Kyle Trask. The Vegas insider is showing that they don't have a ton of faith in Baker. 6.5 wins.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a rough season for the Bucks. I think it's a possibility, the same way we were talking about the Cardinals, the Buccaneers, with the dead money that Tom Brady has incurred on their cap space, that it's possible that they're looking forward to Caleb Williams too. So yeah, I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I mean, this is a terrible division for me to look at this. Look at these lines. I think they're all pretty close. Oh man, are the
You
Bucks
could have just stopped that with this is a terrible division.
that is also true. You know what? Golly. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the under. I'll go under on it.
All right.
I'm going to say over
Six
because,
wins.
yeah, I think 7 is doable. This division is dog. And Baker, this is like lose it or prove it time. You know what I mean? And Baker, if he can have one good season, he belongs in this league. If it's bad, that's probably the last chance he's going to get. I think he's a fighter.
I mean, a Tom Brady-led Bucks only got 8 wins last year.
Baker was bad with the Browns for the most part.
He's got that attitude in him, though,
He had
man.
one good season. He's been hurt a lot.
I feel like if his back's against the wall, he's going to be swinging.
He's kind of bad with the Rams too,
Yeah,
except for that one game.
He's not great, but I just feel like he's got that dog in him. Come on, Baker, bark for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the under now.
No. How about the Derek Carr-led Saints at 9.5? That was a big number. That one surprised me.
Give me the over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I think this is going to be one of the boom teams of the NFL this year that go from bad to good. They're sneaky this offseason. They improved their defense, and their defense was already top 5 last year. Derek Carr coming in is a huge acquisition. People don't realize how good he was with the Raiders because of how bad those Raiders defenses and offensive lines were. He's playing for a much better offensive line. Michael Thomas back healthy. You've got
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave,
Stud.
absolute stud. You've got Alvin Kamara. He'll come off of suspension and he'll help that offense. Yeah, I'm a big believer in the Saints this year. I'll take the over.
You know, I'm looking at the Saints schedule here. They got Titans, they got Panthers, Packers, the Bucks, the Pats, the Texans. They do play the Jags, the Colts. I mean, it's not a real tough schedule. I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
I'm going to go over.
That's 3 overs there. And for everything you just said, I have a ton of faith in Chris Olave. Or Michael Thomas coming back, the king of the slant. How good is Derek Carr going to be just hitting him over the middle? But Michael Thomas could go for a 1,400-yard season again. Panthers, 7.5 is the win total. The first overall pick, Bryce Young, going to be leading the way for them. I found this to be a pretty easy under for me.
I'll take the over because I like Frank Reich. He coached me when I was with the Chargers, did amazing things with the quarterback room in Philadelphia. Remember, Carson Wentz's best year was under Frank Reich's tutelage, and then think about what happened with Nick Foles, who had to step into the fray during that Super Bowl. Think about all the quarterbacks who came through the walls there when he was in Indianapolis. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan. That was a down year. Carson Wentz. I mean, or actually Carson Wentz. He didn't coach Matt Ryan. That was after he was fired. So yeah, I look at it. I look at it from the standpoint of Reich's a quarterback whisperer. Curious to see how it goes with Young. I'll take the over 7.5.
Yeah, I'm not buying the Panthers. I will take the under on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Move on to the
Falcons.
Yeah. Falcons line is set at 8.5.
Wait, Trev, what did you say with Panthers?
Under.
Okay. Yes, Falcons are at 8.5.
8.5 feels high. I'm going to take the under here. I have zero faith in the quarterback. I don't think they did enough offensively to impress me.
Now they added Bijan Robinson. Right?
Yeah, I'm just not a believer. Like same way I feel about the Giants. Like if your offense is going to be predicated on a single back, his name better be Derrick Henry, because that's basically the only offense who can do that. And I feel like pretty much down there in Atlanta, that's what it is.
Desmond Ridder, is that their starter going into the year?
Going into the year, it's going to be Desmond Ridder.
Under. How the hell is it up to 8.5?
Yeah, I'm taking the under there. A lot of people are buying
this division.
This got bet up by the sharps. Like there's a lot of sharp money coming in on the Falcons and the over.
Really?
Yeah. I don't buy it.
So
I
now,
do not buy it.
I do. Their backfield I really like, between Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier and Cordarrelle Patterson, however you say his name. That's a three-headed beast back there.
Yeah.
Now, will they be able to get enough touches for all of them? I don't know, but can they really just run the ball every single time?
Yeah, I don't think they've done enough from last year to this year to look at 2 games more on the season. They went 7-10 last year. I have a feeling it's going to be about the same this year. I will take the under.
Yeah. I think Arthur Smith is trying to do in Atlanta what he did in Tennessee. And like I said, he doesn't have Derrick Henry, so very difficult to do that.
I might be changing my pick
About
on
what?
the Falcons.
You're going over?
Yeah, something smells fishy here. I don't like that line, so I'm going over. It feels like they're baiting you to take the under. That is a pure gut feel.
I'm telling you, the number has been boosted. It was lower, so you're taking the over this new number.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Something smells bad.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it's me this time.
Well, I never can be too sure. All right. I can tell you what does smell bad, and that's the Padres. We'll get to that with our insider and friend Kevin Acee. But first, I want to talk to you about the Underdog Football app. If you don't have Underdog Fantasy, you need to download it. Underdog Fantasy is an awesome way to play along your favorite teams all NFL season long. It's taking it's fantasy, but you can win real money, and it's legal in California. So here's how it works, and this is the part of it that I love the most: the season long pick'em. You can do this on the season stats. For all these players, you can pick whether they're going to go higher or lower on their total yardage, how many receptions, all sorts of different things that you can select, whether they're going to go higher or lower on their season totals. You can win up to 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. All you have to do is pick between 2 to 5 players in order to do that. I've used this fantasy app for years now, for over a year now, and I absolutely love it. So download the Underdog Fantasy app today, build your dream team, or go to underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up, use promo code XTRA. That's extra. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. So you put in 50, you get 100. You put in 75, you get 150. You put in 100, they'll make it 200. They match it up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code XTRA. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Our best friend in the whole wide world, Kevin Acee, joins us next.
This update is presented by AutoZone. Kevin Acee coming up next to talk about these Padres who lose last night to the Cardinals 6-5 in 10 innings, moving their record to 0-11 this year in extra inning games. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. The Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, they just put the majority of their starters on the waivers, including a lot of the guys they traded for at the deadline. In the NFL, yesterday, cut day across the lead. Now every team is down to 53 players ahead of the season. And sticking with the NFL, Jonathan Taylor, still a Colt. He will start the season on the PUP list. We're going to see if he is heading for a holdout. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. So get in the zone. AutoZone.
Big Rich and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We better start giving away tickets since we've got several pairs of things to give away.
Actually, maybe right at the end of this segment.
Yep. Pair of tickets to go see the Aztecs take on Idaho State this Saturday, 7:30, Snapdragon Stadium. A pair of tickets to go see 50 Cent at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That is tomorrow night. So when we give those away, you got to make sure you're ready to go. And a pair of tickets to go see Weezer at Gallagher Square, September 3rd.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's give away the 50 Cent tickets since there's kind of a rush to get those out.
All right.
Again, that show is tomorrow, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. If you want to see 50, you're going to have to call in after we speak with Kevin Acee and be listening very closely because we're going to ask you a question that you're going to have to answer about this interview with Kevin Acee, who joins us every single week on Wednesdays. And we don't have the opener ready,
but we will.
We are going to stage this thing with Quidel Ortho.
Whoop. There's a lot of that.
Welcome to the Kevin Acee Report.
By Kevin Acee on San Diego Sports 760. Brought to you by Hamul Casino. Hamul Casino, fun above all else. Quidel Ortho, changing lives one test at a time.
You guys could be cool like one time and just give me 3 seconds after I put Kevin on hold to get this ready.
You are a professional, and so are we.
Yes. We are absolutely, and it makes you better.
Yeah.
It makes you better. See, we're making you a better person.
It's like I need 5 seconds after I put him on hold to get to that.
No.
Instead, it's like, hold. Kevin Acee, then play that thing. You're not playing it? You suck at your job.
Wait. I have an idea. I got an idea. This is going to be crazy. I know this is going to be innovative, and Kevin Acee, just hang tight. But maybe you could have it ready before you call Kevin.
It was. I got 10 things here. I just have to get to it.
Yeah, 10 things. Kevin Acee joining us. He's our best friend. And
Hola.
apparently, hola, ¿cómo estás? Is how we need to start this because we had no idea you were bilingual.
I am not. I think you could tell the parts where I used help, and the parts where I just did it. I am trying very hard. It is very difficult at my age. It's a multi-year process, but I'm trying. I really am, because it's hard to do this job without it.
Hey, Kevin, the Padres lost 6-5 to the Cardinals yesterday. They lost again in extra innings. They're 0 for 11 in extras this season. It was very disappointing. Everybody's super upset. They're almost tied with the 1969 Expos in terms of how many extra innings games they lost. The season is spiraling. Melvin may get fired, blah, 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 blah. We are so sick and tired of talking about the Padres. We just want to get to know you. So
That's what I was afraid of.
So we're going to be asking you personal questions today, Kevin Acee. So I guess we'll start from the top. I mean, Kev, do you fold your pizza, or are you a guy who forks and knives it?
Fork and knife. My God.
We have one on this station.
Yeah. His name rhymes with Schmavish Schmale.
It's not one of the three. It's not one of the three.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
no.
No, it's me. I will gladly say I
Wait,
use a
you
fork
do
and knife.
this too?
A fork and knife? Oh, yeah.
On a pizza?
Without a doubt.
Get out.
And then dip it right into some ranch dressing.
You drive me
What type of
crazy.
pizza are you eating with this fork and knife?
Well, so if it has to be like a flimsy pizza, if it has, a firm bottom crust.
Like
and
an underbelly?
Yeah, and I can hold it and it stays the firm triangle, then I will not fork and knife it. But if it's loosey-goosey and greasy and flippity-flappity, fork and knife all the
I
way.
hate you so much.
What? Sorry, not sorry.
You know who else
I
does that?
I don't want to like this logic, but when you explain it this way, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, after all these years, maybe I should try it.
Right? Right?
So Kevin's a folder.
Yeah.
Which means he's in the club. You and John Schaefer, by the way, Travis. That's the only other person I know who forks and knives a pizza.
I'm in the John Schaefer Club?
Yeah, not good.
Not a place
I'm not a big pizza guy. If I got to go there, the first thing I'm looking for is like you have a calzone or something. But
we should really introduce you to 7-Eleven pizza, Kevin.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
for God's sake.
no,
It's
dude.
just
No,
so
it's
good.
amazing.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did we give
You
that?
guys.
We're ranking it out of 5. Was it a 4?
It might have been a 6.
Dude,
I think it might have been a perfect 5.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kevin,
Kevin.
if you need pizza, you need to start ordering ahead at 7-Eleven. You will confuse the hell out of the clerks.
Yes.
But if you say, look, I need 2 pizzas and I want them hot when I get there, I'll be there in 5. They'll be like, what? You just say 1 pepperoni, 1 cheese, do it. I'll be right over.
Kevin, have you ever had cashews on a pizza?
I don't like cashews, so I'm not even going to entertain how disgusting that sounds.
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
I love every bit of it.
I love tree nuts. But I just want to say this, that I'm disgusted by cashews.
I love how he stopped short of saying, I love nuts.
Well, when you've been a guest on certain shows long enough, I'm not saying this show, but you understand that there are certain things that you will say that maybe will be taken out of context, that you have to be careful.
Headline, Kevin Acee loves nuts. News at 11.
It's
All right.
Kevin,
yeah.
if you could pick one fictional TV family to be a part of, which
The
family?
Drummonds.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wait, say it again.
The Drummonds, different
The
strokes.
Drummonds.
I don't know that one.
Different
It
strokes.
takes different strokes to move the world. Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I feel that. I like
A man
that
is born,
pick.
He's a man of means.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it might be bad. I have no idea what that show is.
How do you not know?
I'm
different
sorry. I'm
strokes?
sorry.
Oh,
Kevin,
Lord.
I'm
one,
sorry,
like-
introducing different cultures to an 8-year-old boy growing up in Southern California. Like, what?
It's a good
Oh.
thing.
Mhm.
It is a good thing.
It really is a good thing. Yeah, that's true.
Kev, we might have to
Janet
sneak.
Jackson was Willis's girlfriend.
That's true.
Screw it. No Padres
Comes down
questions.
to spiral staircase and a pink chiffon. I mean, come on.
Woo!
Woo! God dang, man.
Man, come on.
I came of age. Yes.
Damn
What else are we
right.
talking about today?
He's very excited about this.
Tell you what, me too.
Did you want to ask a Padre question?
No, I guess not.
I mean, what are you going to ask?
Hey,
what
Kevin,
are you going
if
to
you
ask, Fletch? What are
Kevin,
you
if
going
you
to
could
ask?
pick any kind of dog breed, what would it be?
I know it's always Fletch who comes through at the end and is like, hey, so is Bob Melvin going to get fired? Like, something serious.
Well, is he?
Haven't we been over this?
Yeah, we have several
Okay,
times.
I know you're on the record. You're saying like immediately, and if it were up to you, it would be done
I'm
today.
on the record saying I just don't see how it works going forward. There's a lot of things, and when I say that, it's not Kevin Acee saying that that's the problem or that will fix anything. But among the myriad issues that I am getting my arms around here for the autopsies. I was calling it the obituaries that I have to write over the next line, but Darren Smith had a better word, and it's autopsies. Just kind of describing and also trying to figure it out so you can move forward in a better way. So how was this season murdered? And so one of those, things is, I don't see how this goes forward with the same regime on the field, the same manager, and that, there's a lot to go forward with there. And you'll just have to read my autopsies or tune back into the Kevin Acee report, and we'll talk about it in the future. But my answer on that is I just don't see how they go forward with Bob Melvin, as the manager.
Now, do they go forward with the big four as it's currently constructed? Fernando Tatis, Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado, Juan Soto, who I believe that big four has been largely disappointing this year. Is the big four still on the field next year?
Boring.
I'm sorry.
Is that your hard-hitting analysis after all this time?
Man,
that the big four has been disappointing. No,
The big four sucks.
Why do I have it out for Ben?
No, honestly, we do too.
Upset about a couple weeks ago,
right.
the dad joke and the ignoring. And all that. I think I'm just kind of self-reflecting here.
Listen, don't even answer it, Kevin. If there was a big blockbuster movie that was coming out, what actor would play?
Well, no, that dude. Answer the question. Are those four still on the team next year?
The dynamic here is something. There's three of them that can't go anywhere. So the only thing is Juan Soto still a part of this team. I think you can go. I know they've gone back and forth inside of the organization in terms of that, and a decision doesn't need to be made now. But it's a fascinating discussion. Could you try to flip him for some other players? I mean, this is a really good player. This is he still is. He's a generational talent going into a free agent year. This guy could go off next year. And so you've just got to figure out kind of how this works for the Padres. But he's really the only one that, might not be here because the rest of the guys they're here. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
So if they were going to make the Kevin Acee movie, like a big blockbuster movie,
right.
What actor would play Kevin Acee?
I think we all know. I mean, let's just say it. Let's go. Let's 1, 2. George Clooney. Where'd you guys? I didn't hear you. You kind of went out.
I was gonna say Vern Troyer.
I was gonna say Dolph Lundgren. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Actually,
George Clooney might actually be a good pick for you, Kevin Acee.
Vern Troyer is dead.
1, 2, 3. Denzel.
Oh, Denzel.
That's fine. I think you guys are kind of looking at this wrong.
What?
Well, that's on us.
What?
That's on us, and we're sorry.
Ghost Riders are cool, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Kevin, would you rather own a live bear in your house or have your car run out of gas at least 2 days a week, just randomly?
Great question.
Wow. That's have you guys seen Cocaine Bear?
I have,
In the first half, I fell asleep.
I watched
it.
it.
Was very good.
Yeah.
I'd say a little bit got snubbed on the Oscar, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was odd that nobody questioned why these children were doing cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have a big
I had
night.
a rare night at home, and I think she could see that I was getting excited. We were looking at the preview, and I think she could see I was getting excited, and all of a sudden I just heard, "We're not watching that."
What?
Wow. So,
wow. Well,
that's going to have to be an alone time.
Damn right.
There are telltale signs of when you're getting excited, Kevin.
By the way, the right answer is a young Martin Sheen.
Oh,
I'm gonna. Oh,
a Marty Sheen.
Wow.
That could work.
Yeah, that would work.
Like
Well,
Apocalypse
what if
Now,
I
but
came? What if through the year? So Breakfast Club Emilio Estevez is Kevin Acee as a high schooler.
I like
Ooh,
that.
Yeah.
Right, and then
Yeah.
and now it's kind of like a Charlie Sheen. Like, let's just throw in there that Kevin Acee has
Tiger's
a
blood.
problem, and then so yeah, I mean, it could play the whole family, right? And then Grandpa Martin Sheen. Anyway, yeah,
Duh.
I'm gonna run out of
Winning.
gas. So I was taught that you should never get below a quarter of a tank.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I think I'd pick the bear. I'd have a bear.
Yeah.
So your car lies to you now, right? Like just so like you can actually play a game and see how far you can go on zero. Now that all cars like count down and tell you how many miles you have to go.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember the first time I got down to like 5. I was sweating. Oh yeah. And it turns out you can go like another 100 miles.
Yeah. I always try to see how far it'll go below that line.
I
Yeah.
just
That's fine.
I
It's
circle
gonna
the
be
block that the
somewhere.
gas
Yeah.
station's on. Kevin, before we let you go, have you seen our documentary?
Oh.
Okay,
Is it on you guys?
it's on us. So our 1-year anniversary as a show is coming up, and we filmed a documentary, and we want your full critical appraisal of exactly what we shot. So what we're going to ask you to do, first time we've given you a homework assignment, we want you to go watch it. It's on YouTube, Big Rich TD Fletch.
just texted you the link actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's as simple as clicking one button. And you just watch it and then let us know what you think.
We need your review by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that would be for the best. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I don't have anything else to do.
You don't sound busy. How's St. Louis? You doing anything
Strangely, you
fun?
wouldn't know by how this conversation went, but I am at Busch Stadium.
Whoa.
Right now?
There's a ballpark and there's a baseball game.
Oh, that's
What
it. I
happened
am.
today?
Oh, yeah, it's an
Wait a
early.
minute.
Now,
early
I
first
do
pitch.
understand your reticence because it really is like it has been dead here, which it's never dead here. These people, they love themselves as the best fans in baseball, but it has been dead here. These are two teams going nowhere. So I get it. I get why we had to talk about me.
Kevin,
No, it's fine.
we enjoyed it.
Yeah, you should get
Yeah.
some ribs.
St. Louis style.
St. Louis style.
Baby back.
Mm.
All right, Kevin, we'll do it
Yeah,
again.
I got a YouTube thing to watch.
You do.
okay.
You do.
You got
Hey,
a movie to review.
we miss you.
Limited nudity. Don't worry.
All right, we love you. There it goes again. Yes, he hung up.
Wow. It's quite del
Maybe we
Ortho.
need to say it in Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah.
¿Cómo se dice
Adios.
Kevin?
Adios.
Kevin.
Mira.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I love you is
You got to
or
play
no,
the
we
close.
love you is encantamos.
Whoop,
Okay.
whoop.
Yeah, you got to play.
Kevin Acee on San Diego Sports 760 is brought to you by Hamul Casino. With thousands of slots, table games, and a sports bar voted San Diego's best, Hamul Casino is always a fan favorite. Quidel Ortho is proud to be the official diagnostics partner of the San Diego Padres. Quidel Ortho has been making a difference every day, changing lives one test at a time.
He's Ben Fletcher. His job is to press buttons, but he doesn't do it a lot of the time. It's okay, though, because we like him anyways.
What's the question? 844-570-1360. We got 50 cent tickets, but you got to tell us, how does Kevin Acee eat his pizza?
Yes. All right, that's it. You want 50 tickets? Call right now with the correct answer to that question, 844-570-1360, and you'll win those tickets. Coming up next, how about this? What do we want to get into?
Whatever you like. Whatever you want.
We're gonna have about 30 seconds
Okay.
on
No,
the next
well-
segment.
Well,
Not much.
maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, we'll do. Actually, yeah, on the other side, we'll give away Weezer tickets.
That's right. We'll tell you how next.
So at 7:55, we got some Weezer tickets to give away. So for our app listeners, you have an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to see Weezer at Gallagher Square September 3rd. Tickets info available at Ticketmaster.com, or just call right at 7:55. Caller number 5 at 7:55 is going to win those Weezer tickets.
Congrats to Ricardo, by the way, for winning the 50 cent tickets. And I take offense to how I eat my pizza.
Yeah, Ricardo answered the phone and he's like, I said, "Do you know the answer to the question?" He's like, "Yeah, Kevin eats his pizza like a man. He just eats it." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And he said, "Yeah, that other guy, I'd be embarrassed if I was him."
Yeah, he's not wrong. Actually, yeah,
Ricardo,
you had it the wrong way around.
Ricardo.
He takes offense how you eat pizza.
Ricardo, just know I have plenty of other things to be embarrassed by.
There's no question about that. There's no question.
Eating my pizza with a fork is pretty cool, pretty good for me.
Yeah, that is par for the course. Also, if you haven't seen it, we just posted it last night. We have a YouTube documentary on our show.
And Kevin's review is in.
Whoa,
Did
he's
he
already
tell-
got
I
a
don't know if he's
review?
already, but I think he's trying to drive some wedges. I really do.
What do you
Okay,
say?
what's it say?
What do you say?
It is so good, period. I love how real it is, period. I definitely know who the real boss of the show is now.
Wow.
I have no idea what that means.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, wow.
He's good at this.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, wow. Do you think he actually watched it?
I think it's Ben.
Is there enough
think
time?
he
Wait,
thinks
do you
it's
think he
Ben.
thinks Ben is the boss?
That's what I think he thinks.
Huh.
Is there enough time for him to watch the whole thing? 6.5 minutes since we've hung up with him?
Yeah, we had like a 5-minute break.
Might have been. Oh, we see an early caller. Get off the line, caller.
Wait, was that calling him? Oh, yeah, that's before 55.
Yeah. 7:55 for those Weezer tickets. 844-570-1360 is the number to call. Do not call before 7:55. Otherwise, Ben will hang up on you again.
Are you guys not going to catch up on Hard Knocks? Because I planned on doing that.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
Today, right?
Yeah. I feel like I want to get up to speed before the season starts.
I liked it. I liked the first episode. Like you, I lost the scent, got busy on Tuesday nights, and
I've
then
seen 2. Well,
Yeah.
I'm only behind 2, right?
Yeah. They only do 4 episodes
Yeah.
these days. So yeah,
That's easy.
let's do it. Let's just
Yeah.
do it.
Oh,
We'll
wait.
catch up on Hard Knocks.
So is that the 4th and finals done then? Is it out? Okay, all
I'm
right.
pretty sure, right? They do 4 episodes, or do they do 5?
Oh,
I think
or
they do 4.
I hope it's just 4. I don't want to watch
I
more
know.
than 4.
So last
know,
night
right?
would be the last episode of the season.
I have to watch 3 in a row.
Are you
Are you out of your mind?
Come on.
Golly.
All right.
Yeah. Well, okay, cool.
Coming,
We're
coming
going
up
on that.
next. Yeah, we're gonna talk more about the Padres. And
Call now! Call now!
That's right. That's right. If you want to go see Weezer at Gallagher Square, that's going to be happening September 3rd. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com, or be calling number 5 right now. Is that right?
Yeah, caller number
Okay.
5. Yeah, we will talk a little Padres, and that's going to bum everybody out. So to make up for it, we're going to give away another pair of tickets. You're going to see the Aztecs take on Idaho State.
Oh.
If you're the winner of What's in the Box.
Yeah, what's in the box?
I got to go run and find out what's in the box right now.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Good,
I'm going to do that. All right, we'll be right back.
It's hour 3 on Big Rich, TD and Flex. This update presented by Staples Stores. Padres lose last night to the Cardinals 6-5 in 10 innings of play, moving that record to 0-11 in extra inning games this season. That's the second worst in Major League Baseball history. The only team worse would be the 1969 Expos, who finished their season 0-12 in extra inning games. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, just put the majority of those pieces they bought onto waivers. And in the NFL, yesterday was cut day across the league. Now every team is down to 53 players ahead of the season, which will start about a week from tomorrow. Staples has everything you need for the office and the classroom for less right now. Save even more with $10 off document printing when you spend $40 or more. Offer ends 9/30. Exclusions and restrictions do apply. See associate or visit staples.com/printing for details.
Yeah!
We can't stop talking about
Thirsty
it.
Thursdays.
We love it.
Got it coming up tomorrow.
Dude, if our group chat,
What's it doing tomorrow?
Coming up tomorrow.
Okay.
if our group text got leaked, we're canceled.
Yeah.
If somehow one of you two left your mic hot during that last break, we're canceled.
You're
Are
damn
we?
right.
Are we, or do we have a whole new audience?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. We're going straight to YouTube. Oh, Lord.
I love it.
All
The
right.
Padres did not win yesterday.
Not even close. Well,
Well,
actually,
what
no,
close?
no, they
That's
were.
close.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
true.
They blew another lead. This is just the story of the season.
Yeah.
0-11 in extra inning games. I wouldn't have said that's even possible.
8th inning bomb given up by Suarez, followed by Edman hitting that like sneaky little single into the left field corner on Josh Hader. And that's the way the cookie crumbles here in St. Louis, folks. It's just brutal watching this team. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's tough.
can't.
They
So,
were,
I mean, the stat is, it was on ESPN Stats and Info, who I think stole it from Darnay Tripp. This is the worst record since the 1969 Montreal Expos in extra inning games in a single season. Padres are 0-11. They're still gunning for the full record.
Woof.
They just
Woof.
need 2 more games in extra innings to lose.
6-21 in 1-run games.
Wow.
Yesterday, I mean, this has been the complaint all season long. 4-16 with men left in scoring position. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They put men on base and then goodbye.
Now, that 4 out of 16 is one of their better marks of the season. Like,
Right.
they've gone series where they get 1 hit with runners in scoring position.
That's true.
It's
That's
been
true.
a brutal season, and I mean that again. It feels like we're going to continue digging in the basement. You know what I mean? Like there's no low too low here. I really, honestly, I feel that with all my heart. I feel like we're going to experience some more awfulness before the season is over. I'm not saying, look, I'm not even willing to say that every single player has given up, because I've seen this circulating on Twitter. A lot of people are saying, oh, they've completely given up. I don't think that's true. I think there are certain guys in that clubhouse who are still really trying. Blake Snell is a great example. Ha-Seong Kim is really still trying.
Blake Snell's trying for a Cy Young.
Well, but still trying.
Yep.
I don't care why you try.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. As long as you're trying hard. I be as selfish as you want. If it helps the team, I mean, get all the stats. Yeah, hit 400. Let's do it. Let's go.
Well, and let's have a rivalry on the team, man. Who's going to have a better stat? Go for it.
I know. It's just but you look around other corners of that clubhouse and it doesn't feel like there's a ton of heart there. And that's a big problem. And it's been a big problem the whole season. And it's something that we alluded to earlier in the show about the conversation I had over the weekend with JP Morosi. And we played that sound where he said, you can't buy culture. You just can't do it. And so what the Padres are left with is a bevy of superstars, a lot of egos around the clubhouse, and a skipper, Bob Melvin, who's in charge of trying to get this collection of superstars to play for each other. And that's a very difficult task to do. Like, how do you walk up to Juan Soto or Xander Bogaerts or Fernando Tatis Jr. or Manny Machado or Jake Cronenworth, these guys who are making these enormous amounts of money, and say to them, like, hey, you know what? I want you to choke up on your bat and just lay one down because Fernando's got the hot hand tonight. And we just need base runners. Like, it's not happening. I mean, like, I don't think that's a level of compliance that Bob Melvin is going to get out of his lineup. Meanwhile,
Right.
you look at other teams where they're sort of built up through the farm system and they come up through the major leagues and they stayed with the same franchise their whole career, and they have some leadership around them. Like, you can have those conversations where it's situational baseball as opposed to, hey, everybody is out there on an island swinging for the fences.
We talked a little bit yesterday during the commercial break about the month that Mookie Betts has been having, which if you haven't seen it, he's been on an absolute tear. He's like catapulted himself into the MVP race to the top of the list. But what the Dodgers have done so brilliantly is they take the really expensive Mookie Betts, who is really, really expensive, and they've supplemented him with a bunch of cheap but effective players around him. So Mookie Betts, while he's going to make the big flashy plays along with Freddie Freeman of hitting 300 and not striking out hardly ever, the other guys behind them in the order, the guys who cost, I don't know, $700,000 a year instead of $30 million a year,
Do you want to have your jaw dropped right
are
now?
also effective. Hit me.
400. He's got a 429 average.
This is the month of August.
This is the last 30 games.
Okay.
So this goes beyond the month of August. In his last 30 games, 429 average, 500 on base percentage, slugging 748. He's got 51 hits in that time, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. I mean, he is, and 3 stolen bases to boot. And he's played a couple of different positions this year. He's a great teammate. And you've said it right. Yeah, look, and it's not just supplementing him with cheap talent. It's theirs. It's their talent.
And it's talent that they've grown through the system.
It's guys from the minor leagues.
Well,
and it's just, that's what you're contending with in your own division.
And Rich, when you're talking about building culture, I mean, that's where it comes from. You build it up, and you have these players who are joining a team. And it's not just the Dodgers. There are other teams that are doing this, but you have a team of a collection of guys who want to do whatever they can to win. And it's not so individualized. It's, what do I need to do to help the team? And we're not really seeing that here in the Padres. And when you're looking at the Padres and you go, look, you got to shake something up. If you can't shake up the players because they're locked in, you got to go to the front office.
This week, Bill Belichick, who I had played with during my time in New England, was asked about the Buffalo Bills and some of the high price tag players that they're bringing in and how sustainable it is and all those things. And he actually had this really interesting response. If I can find it, I'll play it on the show today. But he said, look around at other teams who have done this classically. He was like the Jacksonville Jaguars in 14. Go and look at what the Rams are going through right now. He was like, yeah, you can spend a lot of draft capital. You can spend a lot of money in guaranteed money and keep it off of the books. He was like, but you're basically, what he said is, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, you are taking money out of one bucket and putting it into other one and saying, well, that other bucket that's also important, we'll never have to replenish that. That's not true. You will eventually have to replenish it. So building culture is more important. With Tom Brady, it was easy because he was willing to take price cuts and salary hits so he could build a roster around him. That's what's happening in Kansas City with the Chiefs. That's why it's worked with Andy Reid. That's what Doug Peterson's trying to do in Jacksonville right now.
Aaron Rodgers just did it with the Jets.
Pete Carroll, as soon as Russell Wilson got expensive and his performance was starting to fade, see you later. We're going to see what draft capital we could get for him. So that's how it works.
Yeah. We do need a caller.
Yeah, before we finish up with the Padres, 844-570-1360. We're about to play What's in the Box. It's our brand new game show that we've got it locked in.
Was this the 4th time we've done this?
I think this is the third or fourth.
The first was the Kit Kat bar. The second one was the chapstick.
Okay,
and who knows what Rich
this
has?
is number 3.
It looks heavy.
And it is dialed in.
Yeah, we certainly know what we're doing. So 844-570-1360. If you want to win a pair of Aztecs tickets to see them take on Idaho State this weekend, I suggest you call right now. Yeah, but just to put a cap on it, like, you can bring in a Mookie Betts if you're a Dodgers, and you can get great play out of him because there's a culture in place. And that play is going to be sort of synchronized with the rest of the roster, and that's awesome. But if you don't have a culture and you start adding all these egos, I think you know what happens. 0 for 11 in extras.
Yeah, that's not working great.
But
Bring
Rich,
on
they're
2024.
All right. Yeah.
Well, here we go. We're going to play. We have our contestant on the line, and a very famous individual on the line with us right now. You've seen him on TV a multitude of times. Charles, in charge of our days and our nights. Charles, how are you?
I am good. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. So what's in the box? It's our new game show.
Yeah.
The rules are like this. We are going to ask a series of questions to Rich. So it'll be myself, it'll be Fletch, it'll be you, Charles. And then we were saying 10 questions. I think last week we asked around 200. And then we also get one lifeline guess, or you will get one lifeline guess. So when we think you have it dialed in, you can ask one of us to guess what we think it is.
Let's call it 20 questions.
Okay.
So between Charles, yourself, Travis, and Ben, you guys get 20 questions to ask me. Yes or no questions, by the way. They have to be yes or no questions.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of those clues you gain, and frankly, Ben and Fletch gain, you can ask one of them for a lifeline,
I like
or
that
you
name.
yourself can guess.
Ben and Fletch.
That should just be the name of the show.
Oh, did I say Ben and Fletch?
What? Okay. Wow. Looks like Kevin Acee was right.
Ben is in charge. No, it's you,
All right.
Charles. You're in charge.
So here we go. We're gonna start out asking questions, Charles. The box itself is currently, the cardboard box is 2 feet by, I don't know, 18 inches by 12 inches. All right. So it's a fairly large box.
Oh, that actually did sound kind of
it
heavy.
does sound weighty, is all I'm saying. There was a little bit of effort that was needed to pick it up, and I don't believe it was faked, forced effort like Ben
No,
did.
it made quite a thud when it landed on the
did.
table,
It
too.
did. So let's start with this question here.
Yeah, we got the box right here.
Yes. Is it edible?
No,
Okay. All right.
it is not edible.
Is it bigger than a toaster oven?
No, it is not bigger than a toaster oven.
Okay.
I don't think a toaster oven would fit in here, Ben.
What? That's
Yeah, it would.
Really?
It's a big box.
Okay.
Is it something you would use in the kitchen?
No.
Okay. All right. Ben's guess in my ear. I would say no on that, Ben. No. Charles, do you have a guess here at all?
Yeah, is it or was it alive? Is it biological?
It is not biological.
Okay.
Is it made of glass?
No.
Is it made of wood?
Also, no. We're up to 8 questions already.
Wow, that's going quick. It's going quick. Charles, you got one.
Is it plastic?
It is.
Okay. It's
Yes.
plastic.
Yes,
It's plastic.
I'm not going to say it's fully plastic. So, yes, there's plastic.
Okay.
Is it plastic with a screen?
No.
What? Where are you thinking here on this?
Like computer screen? You know?
Oh, got it. I was like, okay, all right.
He's a computer.
He said it's not fully plastic.
I
so-
got you.
I would install somebody's computer.
Well, no, there's monitors out there.
Is it something I would use in a household?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
all right.
that's question 11, guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Charles, you got one?
Does it have a mechanical or otherwise have any other functions?
Okay. No, I know what you're asking. No, not a function like you're thinking.
Is it something you would wear?
Yes.
Ooh.
Wait. Okay. Hold on here. Hold on.
Is it a helmet?
Oh! we didn't have the music ready.
No way!
Charles did it on
No
question
way!
14. Wow! Congratulations. We were unprepared for Charles just to throw it out there, but congrats, buddy. You just won yourself a pair of tickets to go see the Aztecs take on Idaho State this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. at Snapdragon Stadium. Also, Charles, while you're there, you can grab some headphones and listen to our coverage beginning at 5:30 with John Schaefer, J.R. Tolver, and Jim Russell. Ted and Rich on the call at 7:30. Ben Fletch doing half and post. Woo! How you feeling, man? That was fantastic.
Jeez.
Oh, dude, that was great. Hey, thank you very much, guys. Best show out there.
Oh, gosh. Best listeners out there. Appreciate you, Charles, in a big way. Rich has the helmet on now.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? So my head went there as well. Charles just threw it out there.
Yeah.
As soon as he said, yes, you wear it, and I heard plastic, I knew it was that, but I'm glad Charles got it.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch the show on YouTube, you know that Ben was wearing the helmet last week, and so I thought for sure this was going to be an easy one. I was shocked with how many questions we got through. It was almost woo. Yeah, I was shocked with how many questions we got through before he actually guessed it. I thought you would have gotten that at the end though. we were closing in on question 15,
Mhm,
and then he
mhm.
just blurted it out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's a good looking helmet, by the way.
Yeah. It's actually my favorite football helmet in college football, period.
Mhm.
The fact that they put all the time to like paint the ancient Aztecs, like
The calendar.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's the scarlet and black.
Yeah, this is pretty damn good right now.
That helmet's too small.
Yeah, do they make helmets of different sizes? Because I don't think I can get that on my head.
I did. Like, I was wearing it last week. It hurts.
So yeah, well, what you can do, this helmet is probably the size of helmet I would wear, but this part, these are called your cheek pads.
Yeah.
You could get thinner ones. So if they shave these down by half, this helmet actually fits me.
Okay.
This is what I would wear.
Okay.
God, I miss it sometimes. You know why I miss it? Like, honestly, what I just did there, I have to push down. This is not a lie at all.
Throws the helmet.
That's decoration for our pregame show.
That's what it's made to do.
I have to, like, every once in a while you'll see me doing it. I have to like push down on my eyebrows because like I miss the contact.
Oh wow.
You're
like a goat.
I do, yeah, like kind of, yeah, like a ram or a goat. Like my forehead sometimes feels itchy because all I want to do is like, just like, let's do it, let's go.
Let's have at it.
I mean, I don't know.
You want concussions?
Well, no. I mean, I just think, well, I mean, I actually, to be perfectly honest with you, that stuff didn't bother me too much. Like concussions, I had one that really, really sucked, but for the most part, they were all right. You know, there were things that I could play through. They were all right. I think you kind of, there's a lot of football players that would agree. Like, yeah, like the bad ones suck, but you get concussed a pretty decent amount and you just rock and roll. You have to be a little insane to play football. You have to be a little insane to like box or MMA, any of these contact sports where it's a guarantee you're going in there to get hurt. Like there has to be a little bit of a screw loose. And I'm fairly certain the screw wasn't tightened all the way.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
Did Will Greer go to the Bengals?
Dude, he's going somewhere. I mean, he had a phenomenal finale with
that was a great
Dallas
little
Cowboys.
audition tape where he got to play the entire game.
Let me see if that went down here. It says quarterback signs with Bengals.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think the rumor floating around yesterday was that Kareem Hunt might be heading to the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if you guys saw that one because Jonathan Taylor is staying a Colt and he's going to be on the PUP list to start the season. So first 4 weeks he's out, but Jonathan Taylor may be sitting out the whole season. So I think the Colts are scrambling to see what they do.
Gotcha. He signed with the practice squad, by the way.
The report is Kareem Hunt offered contract by 4 teams. RB is waiting for the right deal. So according to NFL's Tom Pelissero, Hunt received contract offers from 4 different teams in recent weeks. He continues to wait for the right offer. 28-year-old Hunt spent the past 4 seasons with the Cleveland Browns, following 2-year stint with the Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where if you're running back and you're willing to get paid less than this enormous market value that some of these guys think they're worth, like, for example, Dalvin Cook, how it worked out with Zeke, like Kareem Hunt is going to be the belle of the ball a little bit. He's going to land somewhere and they're going to
$6-7 million for 1 year.
They'll pay him, an incentive laden contract. And I mean, frankly, the right deal he may not even be talking about the money. He might be talking about the opportunity.
Yeah, he wants to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, when you get up there close to 30 and you haven't won a Super Bowl or played in many playoff games, unfortunately for Hunt after leaving Kansas City, Cleveland didn't do too much.
Right. And when you think about the type of running back that he is, he's very valuable in short yard situations, whether it's through the pass or through the middle of the pack. Like, he's not going to have breakaway speed anymore, but he is a very good pass catcher. He is very good at picking up 3 yards. There are going to be teams out there that are going to want to use him as a LeGarrette Blount who can also catch passes. And what teams usually have one of those? A Super Bowl contending team. Someone who can make sure they move the chains on third down.
Well, we'll find out. Every team could use a receiver out of the backfield. That's for sure. But there's a lot of teams that have that position filled. You have to remember also, like, running back is one of those positions where you have the availability to get an undrafted free agent who can pop, like an Austin Eckler. Tony Pollard was in a high round. Yeah. I mean, like, You can have a lower round draft pick or an undrafted free agent who can just do it for you. So
Wasn't Eckler undrafted?
yes, yeah. Austin Eckler was not drafted. I forget the school he came out of, but when
It was
you
some like Eastern Colorado, nothing.
it was one of the directional schools. It was like a Danny Woodhead Chadron State situation. So yeah, definitely wasn't getting drafted. And
Western Colorado University, Austin Eckler.
Mhm.
Man, oh man, the NFL knows what they're doing here, guys. Over the next 10 years, they are guaranteed with their current deals. There will be more on top of it because of regional deals here as far as televised games. They're guaranteed almost $126 billion in 10 years.
They are printing money. I mean,
Wow.
The Amazon deal alone, just for one game a week, is $11 billion. For one game a week, they paid $11 billion. They're on an 11-year deal, and they're paying $1 billion a year. That's the NFL. They're printing money right now. They can't make a bad decision. And whoever bought the Harris Group that just bought the Commanders for an outstanding amount of money, they will in 20 years, if they want to, sell that team for probably double what they bought it. It'll be a $10 billion team.
Yeah, what it sell for? 6.5.
I think that's
billion.
what it was.
Yeah, $6.5 billion.
And the Denver Broncos, it looks like they got a bargain for $4 billion.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, so it's going to keep marching forward. That's for darn sure.
So for $4 billion, each team is guaranteed $3.92 billion in TV money over the next 10 years. So love that money.
Coming up next, we're going to check in with Josh Weinfuss. He is an ESPN staff writer, covers the Cardinals out there in Arizona. Interesting past 72 hours for the Cardinals. We'll dive in with Josh Weinfuss coming up next.
Are the Cardinals tanking? We're going to talk with Josh Weinfuss from ESPN, who covers the Cardinals, next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. Padres lose 6-5 to the Cardinals last night in 10 innings, dropping their record to 0-11 in extra inning games this year. A bizarre move in baseball yesterday. The Angels, who were big buyers at the trade deadline, just put pretty much everybody they bought on waivers who can get picked up by any team in Major League Baseball until Thursday. In the NFL, yesterday was cut day across the league. Now every team down to 53 players ahead of the season, which will begin a week from tomorrow. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school right now. It's 4-pack of Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each, and select notebooks just 35 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 9/16. Limit 30. School on. Save on at Staples. And don't forget the Brady Hoke Show, featuring our very own Rich Ornberger, as well as John Schaefer and Coach Brady Hoke, is tonight at 6 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760.
Big Rich Sheedy and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. And we got a couple things going on here. One, you still need to sign up if you want to play golf with us.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, a free round with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So free round with Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Go to sportssd.com, go to the contest and prize page, and then you just click on the link that brings you to the registration. If you sign up, you could sign up as many times as you want. Your name goes in the hopper. You can win a free round of golf with us. We'd love to have you out there on the links. This time we're going to Steel Canyon.
It's cool.
It's going to be really cool. Brought to you by Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. Super refreshing on a golf course. Cannot wait to have some long balls. And look out for their transfusion. That's going to be a canned cocktail coming to stores very soon, if not already. Also, Brady Hoke Show coming up. We got the Brady Hoke Show at 6 p.m. today. John Schaefer and myself will sit down with the head coach of the San Diego State Aztecs. And for an hour, you'll hear us discuss the game that was and the game that's coming. So Brady Hoke Show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760, the home of the Aztecs. Yesterday, we were talking about what appears will be a disastrous start to a football season. Quite awesome that the Aztecs won their opener against the Ohio Bobcats. For the Arizona Cardinals, it feels like it's going to be a very different outcome.
Yes, it does. I mean, it feels that way because, well, I mean, they're just decimating the team. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, since Kyler Murray went down with the injury, a lot of the decisions that were made, you had Cliff Kingsbury being relieved of his duties. You had Steve Keim go on some sort of health leave, indefinite leave, and then decided to step away. And then you had the situation, obviously, with Hopkins. Now they cut Colt McCoy kind of inexplicably before the start of the season. And Josh Dobbs is going to be your game one starter because Kyler Murray is going to start the season on the PUP. So it doesn't seem like they have much of a shot, which is perfect timing to talk to our friend Josh Weinfuss, ESPN staff writer, covers the Cardinals out there in Arizona. And Josh, I mean, I'm probably missing some other things that have happened that have led to the low expectations for this upcoming season. But let's start with the Colt McCoy thing. I mean, what was their explanation for that seemed reasonable?
No, I mean, they're just what Jonathan Gannon tried to sell us was that, after evaluating his whole body of work, they decided it wasn't the best interest of the team to keep him. So you're telling me that you needed April, May, June. Well, they weren't really back in July, August to figure out that he wasn't your starting quarterback 2 weeks before week one. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I was surprised. I know Colt was surprised. Like, a lot of people were surprised. This is kind of came out of the blue, and they're trying to sell it to people as, oh, his arm wasn't strong enough, like all this stuff. And like, I don't know. Here's the thing: if you're trying to win some ball games, Colt McCoy was your best option to win. Now you're going with a guy in Joshua Dobbs who has never worked with these guys. I mean, he'll have a handful of practices before week one in Washington. There's no timing with receivers. There's no relationship with the center. Like, there's just it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'll be honest with you.
The Athletic, they asked 23 agents to name the most unstable franchise in the NFL, and 9 of them said the Arizona Cardinals. That was the top dog. Is this franchise unstable, or there's just some kind of rebuild going on?
Maybe a little bit of both, to be honest with you. Like, I think there's definitely a rebuild. There's no doubt about that. I think what Monty Ossenfort, the new GM, had to deal with when he came in was kind of, he had to look at everything Steve Keim had done for 10 years financially and fix it. And that's, to me, the main reason why DeAndre Hopkins isn't here right now. Like, if it was a more manageable contract, they would have kept DeAndre Hopkins, right? But I think it was a financial thing because the way Steve Keim operated here for years was he'd always kick the can down the road, right? I remember he used to do it with Carson Palmer all the time, right? Like, we restructure and push all the money to next year, then restructure and push all the money to another year. Like, he did that so many times. I think what Monty Ossenfort is facing now is kind of like he needs to fix 10 years of mismanagement in essentially what they want to do is one season because they need to be competitive next year. So this was a rebuild, a lot of 1 and 2 year contracts during free agency. I wasn't terribly surprised with cut day. There were a couple of guys that opened my eyes a little bit, but nothing too drastic. Obviously, besides cutting your QB1 for the whole offseason. So I think there is a little bit of mismanagement with this organization. There's definitely a lot of rebuild. So I'd say it's probably, it's some of both.
Hey, Josh, it's kind of hard to put this into words, but when you take a guy, and for example, we could just use Rondale Moore, who's 23 years old, coming into year 3 with the Cardinals, looks like it's time for him to kind of break out of his shell. And then the team does what they've done this offseason. What kind of impact does that have on a young player's personality and willingness to go out there and work hard for his team?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's an absolute great question. And I've been asking kind of that question for the whole locker room. Like, what does this do for the whole team? But especially for a young guy like that, I mean, some instability. Here's the thing, like, it goes back to what I said earlier. He was catching passes from Colt McCoy for the last 5 months or 4 months, whatever it was. They understood each other. They developed a rapport. And now you're asking a guy like Rondale Moore, who's going to be used more in the vertical game this year than he was last year, to develop a relationship with a new quarterback in 5 days and try to make that work in week 1 of an NFL season. Like, it's going to be hard for all these guys, and especially for the young guys. I think his priority is staying on the field this year. He knows injuries have been an issue for him. So if he can stay on the field, I think he can have an impact. But going through it, learning a new offense, and then having to learn, watch a new quarterback learn kind of the nuances of this offense, even though he's familiar with it from his time in Cleveland with offensive coordinator Drew Petzing. Like, Dobbs still has to learn this version of that scheme and then learn how to play with his receivers. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're going to see kind of what we did last year in Cliff Kingsbury's last season, where the first 3-4 games are going to look more like the preseason than the other regular season.
Just talking with Josh Weinfist, ESPN staff writer covering the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, look, I guess the best question is this the best tactic, right? Because, okay, let's put aside for a second the fans' feelings, which I hate doing because I think that this game doesn't pay enough attention and most leagues don't pay enough attention to the people who actually pay these players' salaries and keep the lights on in these stadiums and all the things we know that fans contribute to the NFL and to Major League Baseball and the NBA. But okay, let's take them and their emotions out of the equation. In order for the Arizona Cardinals to be better faster, do you think maybe trying to lose games, even if it's intentional, right? Is that the best path forward because of what's waiting for them potentially with the first overall pick in this upcoming draft?
Here's my answer. Do we know what is behind door number 2 is better than what they have right now?
We don't.
Like, we don't, right? And that's the thing. Like, especially with quarterbacks, we're throwing these young quarterbacks in there so quickly now. We have no idea what Caleb Williams is going to do when he's not playing San Jose State or Washington State, right? Like it's everyone's. People try telling me he's a generational talent. I also feel like we hear that every single draft, that one of these guys is a can't miss prospect. Is the kid good? 100%. Is he great? Yes. But we don't know. Like, Kyler Murray is a proven entity. He's a rookie of the year. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. The guy was a part of the MVP conversation. He just played for a guy that wasn't cut out to be an NFL head coach, right? Like, he wasn't really coached by Cliff Kingsbury, but like, that's the thing. Like, I want to see how Kyler Murray does with real NFL coaching. And you're telling me that a guy who is as talented and has been as successful as Kyler is not as good as a kid coming out of college right now? I find that hard to believe. Like, I could be totally wrong. Caleb Williams could be the second coming. Like, I could be 100% inaccurate on this. But I've also seen this happen so many times that this a college kid is hyped up. A team, the Cardinals have done this too, where they did it with Tyler. They had Josh Rosen, who they traded up to get in the top 10 and 18, and then they gave him one season on an awful, awful, awful team. And they said, you know what? You're not our guy. We have a new coaching staff. We're going with Kyler Murray now, the first overall pick in 19. Like, are they going to keep doing this every 4 years? Like, it's just the problem with this organization. Like, is one of the problems is that they haven't had quarterback stability forever, right? Like, Carson Palmer was, sure, 5-6 years. He was also later in his career. They haven't had that guy who could play 10, 12 years for one team. And everyone thought that was going to be Kyler. And now you're telling me, like, it's not going to be? Well, they paid him a boatload of money. The contract's going to be an issue trying to move. And then you sold him as the face of the franchise to those fans that you were just talking about. And now you're going to try to sell somebody else. Like, it's just the same thing with this team, right? It's a revolving door. And if they trade him, it's going to just keep on continuing.
It is a disaster. I mean, like, hopefully they get this thing stabilized and in the near future, because I feel for the fans. I remember when I was playing out there in Arizona, you had some really loyal people who showed up every week to those games, and your heart breaks for them.
Yeah, and real quick, Josh, speaking of the fans, I mean, what is the feeling you're getting out there? I mean, are people getting angry at this? Are they getting ready to give up on the team, or are they all on board? Like, yeah, let's tank this and get Caleb Williams here.
So it's interesting. This is a very weird sports market. I don't know how it is in San Diego, but like the Cardinals, like everyone's second or third favorite team. So if they're struggling, which they obviously did last year, they kind of become apathetic towards them. And if they start winning, then people will be like, all right, I'm on the bandwagon. Let's do this. But like, as Rich said, like there are some diehards here, but there aren't a ton of them, right? It's not as if like if you go to Green Bay or Pittsburgh or Dallas, like there are probably more Dallas fans in this area than Cardinals fans because before '88, like that was the only game on TV here, right? We're the Cowboys. So fans are, I think they're just kind of like, they're in wait and see mode. They're just kind of like, whatever, this is a bad team. They're going to be bad. Let's just see what happens. Like, I'll go to the game, spend a Saturday or Sunday there when it's 115 degrees outside. We'll go in the air conditioning, watch some football, and go home, right? Like, I don't think they're excited about this. And it's very interesting because Kyler Murray is so polarizing here, right? People either love him or they hate him, and they believe everything that people write about them or say about him. Like, he doesn't study film and he doesn't do this and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, like you believe what you want to believe, but it's just he's either loved or hated. And I think in this situation, I think those who hate him want to see Caleb Williams. People who love him are saying, let's just stick with our guy.
Man, you are in for a long season either way, Josh. We appreciate you spending a little time before you get into the fray there, brother.
Go ahead and book Cancun for the first week of the offseason.
Be well, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
There he goes. Josh Weinfuss covers the Arizona Cardinals with ESPN. And on the other side, we're getting a lot of texts about the Padres, how much they stink. But you know what doesn't stink? My feet.
Nicely done.
They certainly
Nicely
don't.
done.
They certainly don't, because of the Good Feet store. In fact, they're a strength of mine now. It's the foundation of the rest of my body. And I can just literally feel the joint pain melting away as I wear these more and more. So what they are arch supports. You slide them into your shoes. You get the free fitting and test walk over at the Good Feet store, and they find the perfect size for you, right? So you walk out of there that day, 20 minutes later, and you're on your way to better health, better balance, better performance at whatever it is that you're doing while you're on your feet. And then a great fringe result of this is if you're struggling with joint pain like I was, serious pain in the low back, a lot of knee pain. My hip pain on the right side was really starting to worry me for a while. I was going to get an MRI. That's virtually been eliminated. So check out the Good Feet store. They got 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas. And you could go to goodfeet.com to book your appointment today. All right, coming up next, we'll get to some of the texts. And Martha is in hot water for cold water. We'll explain next. Martha Stewart is she going to end up in people's court instead of real court? You be the judge. Covered a lot of bases today. Padres, NFL. I mean, a little bit of college football talk. One thing we haven't discussed yet is Martha Stewart.
We have not.
And that is a big mistake and oversight. We will soon.
Would.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was determined.
Yeah,
would
figured that
indeed.
out. Yeah, when she was on the cover of the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated.
She may be a little needy though.
Well,
I mean, like if you're making her a drink, can't just put an ice cube in there.
No. So Martha Stewart, she received sharp criticism yesterday on the post she shared on Instagram, where she revealed she had used a small iceberg in her cocktails. So she's 82 now, which doesn't make sense when you look at her, but she had posted one of the photos of her in Greenland, I guess.
Yeah,
where she pulled an iceberg out of the ocean.
Yep.
And then chipped off blocks for cocktails.
Put a couple chunks on a bar cart and just made drinks with it.
I don't understand why people are so mad about this.
Because of the salt? Is that what people are upset about?
No. It's because it's an iceberg.
Yeah.
People freak out.
So, like, they're mad that she's taking something out of the ocean?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just because it's an iceberg, like it's so over the top, and you're going to Greenland to get a chunk of an iceberg and make a drink with it. I mean, it sounds like something we would do.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
I think it's a boss ass move. I'm fully supporting Martha Stewart. Queen, do what you're doing. And check out this. These are some of the posts that she's getting, like some of the people who are coming after her right now. She one post says, global warming and melting ice caps. We need glacier ice for the cocktails. Talk about tone deaf. What the hell?
Martha, the ice caps are melting. Don't put them in your drink.
That's a real post.
Technically, she would drink it and then pee it out, and it would go right back to the ocean.
I hate people.
I hate people too.
Come on.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Leave Martha alone.
Yeah.
She's a national treasure. She's an international treasure because she's over in Greenland snagging icebergs and doing cool things with them.
So cool. That ice looks delicious.
And I'll also say, I mean, this is iceberg awareness, if you ask me. In fact, I think we've invented a new day.
Yep.
There's burger days, there's donut days, there's small dog days. Now we have iceberg awareness day.
You know what today is, though? It's a blue moon today.
Oh, yeah, it's the super moon.
Did you see the moon on the way into work this
Dude,
morning?
It was
insane how big it was. By the way, get over to our YouTube page at Big Rich TD Fletch. There's a documentary up that we took very, very seriously, and it's all real. It's 100% real, and it's up on our YouTube page at Big Rich TD Fletch. And then tomorrow, guys, we get to go be immortalized forever at Legoland San Diego.
That's right.
Yeah, so
we're making the trip up to 15. We get to put our Legos in Legoland.
Yeah, up to 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
up to 5. That's what I meant.
Today is Frankenstein Day.
It is. Oh, good.
Yeah, of course it is. It's International Whale Shark Day. It's National Beach Day. Holistic Pet Day.
What? There's no iceberg awareness day?
Not today, at least. It is Slinky Day.
Slinkies are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, only if you have stairs. Otherwise, not that great. We never had a 2-story house.
Tomorrow's the best day. Tomorrow, we get to put our Legos in Miniland San Diego up at Legoland. Ben, who do we thank?
We thank our very best friend in the entire world, Kevin Acee. Listen to that interview on the free iHeartRadio app. Also, one of Rich's old, were you guys drinking buddies, you and Joshy?
No, he just covered the team when I was there.
He does seem like a cool guy and a
Good
chiller.
guy.
Josh Weinfuss with ESPN covering the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Texters. And thank you, Sarah Schneider, who made the documentary.
That's right. That's right. Congrats to all the winners. Tomorrow, we will have another stash of tickets.
Right out of the prize stash.
Tomorrow, we're down to 50 Cent and Aztecs football.
Must ask you a question for those Aztecs tickets?
I think so.
Okay. Well, you'll find out tomorrow. The Herd's next.